in John Maxwell leadership principles. We use these proven principles to conduct workshops, training, and private coaching sessions for individuals and companies looking to take things to the next level. Contact us to schedule a free consultation. Issues today, don't delay, call Cuvée.
Have you had your Earth Blend coffee today?
Hello, I'm Brian Fulford, and this is Charles Edmond, and we are here live at the inaugural 2021 HBCU Baseball All-Star Game presented by Minority Baseball Prospects here in Hoover, Alabama at Hoover Met Stadium, just outside of Birmingham, Alabama. And this has been a challenging year for HBCU baseball, but it's been a great year, historic year in some respects, and we are honored to be here at the end of the season for this event.
We definitely are. As they say, save the best for last. We get to the finish line here amongst COVID-19 and all the challenges. It's just a pleasure to get to the finish line. And even though for our HBCU teams that have participated in the regionals, their season has come to an end, but we have the best for last, which is the HBCU All-Star Game. You have 26 teams from 5 HBCU conferences, the best of the best, and I'm really looking forward to it.
I tell you, it's a great representation of some of the best players. Also, it should be noted, this is the first All-Star Game since 1973, a first baseball All-Star Game since 1973. So it's been, I'm going to do the math here, 47 years since we've had an All-Star Game. So thank you to Minority Baseball Prospects for bringing this event to the HBCU baseball community. Should be a great day. And so we're about to go live to the introduction of the reserves and the starters from our public address announcer, Jonathan Payton.
Follow us on social media at MVP Takeover as we continue to grow the game. Line of music. Yep. Today's teams are coached by Ricky Weeks and Desmond Jennings, and it's now time to meet the lineup. First, the reserve for Team Ricky Weeks. From Grambling, number 1, Cameron Buford. From Claflin, number 2, Charles Jackson. From Jackson State, number 4, CJ Newsome. From Alabama State, number 5, Cameron Hearn. From Florida A&M, number 6, Keelan Fox. From Prairie View A&M, number 8, Braden Johnson. From Tuskegee, number 9, Jalen Daniels. From Benedict, number 12, Anthony Johnson. From Jackson State, number 14, Nick Gladys. From Miles College, number 15, Xavion Caldwell. From Savannah State, number 17, DJ Franklin. From Tougaloo, number 19, DeAnthony Morrow. From Alcorn State, number 20, Kyle Jenkins. From Savannah State, number 22, Enrico Peel. From Grambling, number 28, Jason Alvarez. And from Tougaloo, number 44, DeAnthony Morrow. All right, fans, put your hands together. It's now time to meet the starting lineup for Team Ricky Weeks. Leading off and playing shortstop from Alabama State, number 42, Christopher de Guzman. Batting second and playing second base from Xavier College, number 3, Antonio Rodriguez. Batting third and playing right field from Florida A&M, number 11, Lawrence Bryant. Batting fourth and playing third base from Jackson State, number 13, Jeremiah Hill. Batting fifth and playing first base from Texas Southern, number 24, Oscar Potts. Batting sixth and playing left field from Jackson State, number 18, Chandler Dillard. Batting seventh and playing catcher from Tuskegee, number 30, Ronald McGee. Batting eighth, the extra hitter from Lane College, number 21, Christian Armstrong. Batting ninth and playing center field from Tuskegee, number 10, Joshua Lewis. Batting 10th and is the extra hitter from Edward Waters, number 7, Damani Thomas. And on the mound for Team Weeks from Arkansas Pine Bluff, number 1, Tony Horn. Team Weeks is coached by Ricky Weeks, who's assisted by Jamil Weeks, Kuadu Brannigan, and J.R. Myers.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, it is time to meet the non-starters for Team Jennings. He's the catcher from Russ College wearing number 10. Welcome, Silas Elliott. The outfielder from Grambling wearing number 28. Welcome, Cameron Phelps. The outfielder from Grambling wearing number 17. It's Jamoy Percival. In the outfield from Prairie View A&M, he wears number 6. Welcome, Xavier Jefferson. The infielder, number 13 from Morehouse, please welcome Derek Odom. The middle infielder from Lane, he wears number 7. Welcome, Zach Elias. The middle fielder from Grambling, wearing number 8, is Cameron Buford. Now, ladies and gentlemen, it's time to meet and greet your starters for Team Jennings. In the leadoff position, he wears number 8. The shortstop from Talladega, it's Jeffrey Roldan. Batting second, the second baseman from Prairie View A&M, number 2, Andrew Garcia. Batting third at first base, it's number 44, Trenton Jameson. Batting fourth and in left field, number 23, Alabama, from Alabama State, A.J. Gardner. In the 5 hole is the catcher from Xavier of Louisiana, number 9, Tristan Rodriguez. Batting sixth, the third baseman, wearing number 18, from Lane College, Chris O'Neal. Batting seventh and in right field from Arkansas Pine Bluff, number 12, Casey Higgins Jr. Batting eighth and in center field, he wears number 14, out of Stillman, Kelvin Reese. Batting ninth, the extra hitter, wearing number 4, from Albany State University, Terrence Thomas II. And the extra hitter out of Alabama State, he wears number 5. Please welcome Jabronsky Williams. And on the mound for Team Jennings, he wears number 16 from North Carolina, A&T, Xavier McEacham. Team Jennings is headed by Coach Desmond Jennings with assistance from Eric Alonzo, Fabian Harper, Mr. Bert Strain, and Tervant Johnson. And now, if everyone inside the stadium would please rise. Gentlemen, if you would kindly remove your hats as we prepare to honor America with the playing of the national anthem.
Earthblend Coffee, we take pride in offering you the very best of beans across the world, blended and roasted to perfection, giving you superior quality and satisfying and flavorful taste. Experience the world in one cup with Earthblend Coffee.
Since 2002, Empowerment Resources, Inc., a nonprofit organization, has empowered more than 1,500 youth and adults in Duval and surrounding counties through its programs Journey into Womanhood, Girls Mentoring, Life Skills for Teens, and Parenting Education Coaching. To get involved with programs, volunteer, or donate, visit www.empowermentresourcesinc.org. Follow us on social media, facebook.com/empowerment.resources and instagram.com/empowermentJAX.
It's never too early to plant the seed, to share the tradition, and instill a sense of pride in your HBCU with your little ones. HBCU Pride and Joy Children's Boutique helps you share your school spirit with a wide selection of adorable kids' apparel and accessories officially licensed from your favorite HBCU. Visit hbcupridejoy.com and follow us on all social media at HBCU Pride Joy on Facebook and Twitter.
This is the Dean of the College of HBCU Sports, Kenyatta Cavill of Dr. Cavill's Inside the HBCU Sports Lab with Mike Washington and Charles Bishop. Come mix it up in the lab where the course lecture is
Papa Jackson.
Good evening and welcome to Hoover Met in Hoover, Alabama for the inaugural HBCU All-Star Game. My name is Brian Fulford and joined by Charles Edmond. Charles, it's a pleasure to have you here. Those of you who don't know, Charles, the voice of Alcorn State Sports. It's an honor to be here calling this game with you. Are you ready for some baseball, Charles?
I am ready for some baseball, and it's an honor to be a part, once again, of the coverage of the Black College Sports Network. Their footprints are all over the place, and here we are just outside of Birmingham in Hoover at the Hoover Met. This is the home of the SEC baseball tournament, but tonight, home of the first HBCU All-Star Game, the first HBCU baseball game since 1973. So it's an honor and it's a pleasure.
First All-Star game since, 1973. That little nugget, of course, from a good friend, Harold Michael Harvey, who actually was a part of that game. Charles, I had a great conversation with him. Also, Andre Dawson, the legend, the Hawk. The Rattler Hawk, I like to say, of course, was also a part of that contest. So we've got a great day. Look, this All-Star game, roster of 55 players across 26 schools, 5 conferences, the SWAC, MEAC, SIAC, the Southern States Athletic Conference, and then, of course, the
Gulf Coast.
GCAC, Gulf Coast Athletic Conference. So this will be interesting because I'm sure we'll get a lot of movement and everything going on. And so we have two teams. The home team will be the home team in red jerseys, you see, with white pants. That is Team Desmond Jennings. And the away team batting first.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the youth man.
Batting first will be Team Ricky Weeks in blue. Charles, why don't you go ahead and go through my... Look, I love these broadcasts. We avoided rain. I got my producer shouting me in the ear. I don't know what he's telling me. You might need to get a microphone, Mr. Producer, to tell me what's going on. But, Charles, we're going to go to the batting order with Team Weeks, and then I will go through the defensive lineup.
Well, for Team Weeks, leading it off is Christopher de Guzman, shortstop from Bama State. Hitting second from Xavier is Antonio Rodriguez, the second baseman. Hitting third from Florida A&M is Lawrence Bryant, the right fielder, followed by Jeremiah Hill, the third baseman from Jackson State University. Hitting fifth is Oscar Ponce from Texas Southern University at first base. Hitting sixth in left field is Chandler Dillard from Jackson State. Hitting seventh behind the plate is Ronald McGee from Tuskegee. Hitting eighth in right field is Christian Armstrong from Lane College. And hitting ninth in center field is Joshua Lewis from Tuskegee. And you've got the extra player, Demonte Thomas from Ed Waters. We'll see him as well.
The defensive positioning on the infield, Tristan Rodriguez is behind the plate. Tristan Rodriguez, of course, from Xavier. On first is Trenton Jameson. Second, Andrew Garcia. Third, Chris O'Neill. Jeffrey Roldan is the shortstop. In left field, A.J. Gardner. Center, Kelvin Reese. Casey Higgins in right. And Xavier Meacham on the bump, ready for our first pitch. Charles, I didn't think the rain would die down, but here we go. First pitch. Ball one by Xavier Meacham.
Well, you got to give the grounds crew a lot of credit. We had heavy rain here about 4:30. They took the tarp off. So far, so good weather-wise as we're underway.
2 balls, no strikes for Meacham from North Carolina A&T, right-handed pitcher. Hometown, Winterville, North Carolina. The 2-0 pitch by Meacham. And taking strike one, that time is de Guzman.
You know, it's interesting to see just all this talent here on this field. You know, you're going to see a lot of changes, a lot of moving parts throughout the course of this game. Every half inning, I would expect.
Foul ball right over into the dugout. Wake up over there, guys. And 2-2 for de Guzman. De Guzman of Alabama State was a first-team all-SWAC infielder. Charles, you had a great front row seat to a lot of these SWAC players through the course of the year. The 2-2 by Meacham towards first base. Jameson steps on the bag.
Good cover by Meacham. I mean, that's clearly a ground ball. The first pitcher has to cover for the first out. And it'll bring up Antonio Rodriguez, the second baseman. For the Weeks team, you've got Ricky Weeks coaching his team. Of course, we're going to give you his numbers. And Desmond Jennings, two coaches, 2 players who've played in the big league, so they know what this is all about.
First pick strike for Meacham. Rodriguez from Xavier University. Fouled off, strike 2. Antonio Rodriguez, part of that sophomore from Santa Isabel, Puerto Rico, a business management major. That was a great season that Xavier had this past year. Awesome season. Great to see that program back and doing great things. And that ball hits the dirt. And it's a strikeout. 2-3.
Number 11,
And I'll bring up Lawrence Bryant at the dish for Florida A&M. Of course, FAMU, as well as Bethune-Cookman here, and officially in the next 3 weeks will be joining the Southwestern Athletic Conference.
How excited are we about that?
Very excited.
Taking that first pitch called strike. Bryant. And, you know, I counted out the number of pitchers. There are about 8 to 9 pitchers. So the goal in these All-Star games will probably be each pitcher probably getting 1 inning each. We were going back and forth pregame trying to figure out, is this going to be one of those, could this be a pitcher's battle or will it be an offensive display? You never know in All-Star games.
What you see is what we've seen at the big league level is when teams start, when they decide that, all right, it's time to put some runs on the board, they do that. So I think, through the first 9 of the lineup, you'll see a feeling out process. But then second time up, then that's, for those who will get a couple of at-bats, then you'll see things get cranked up here.
The 2-1 pitch to Bryant, that ball in the dirt. 3 balls, 1 strike. Bryant, 6'1" junior from Leesburg, Georgia. Had a season-high 4 hits back on March 28th against North Carolina A&T. Also scored 4 runs in that game. Had 5 RBIs, so a career day. And he sits on that one.
Good fastball from Meacham.
So Bryant sitting on a full count, the 3-2 pitch. Slaps towards the second baseman, Garcia. Well, actually, that one recovered by the pitcher, comes over, and Meacham covers that up with a very simple 1-3 to end the inning. No runs, no hits, no runners left on base. Team Jennings gets off the field. We'll be back right after this. You're watching the HBCU All-Star Game on the Black College Sports Network.
This is the Dean of the College of HBCU Sports, Kenyatta Cavill of Dr. Cavill's Inside the HBCU Sports Lab with Mike Washington and Charles Bishop. Come mix it up in the lab where the course lecture is in session every Tuesday from 6 o'clock p.m. Central Standard Time on Facebook Live, YouTube Spreaker, or the BCSN app, as we discuss all things about the HBCU sports culture, including exploring the week that was in the sporting HBCU diaspora, as well as the upcoming week of HBCU sports. With me, the Dean, the College of HBCU Sports, on Dr. Cavill's Inside the HBCU Sports Lab with Mike Washington and Charles Bishop. Course lecture dismissed.
It was a monumental game for A&M and Tampa. It was a monumental game. Somebody had to lose, and thank God it was them this time.
We knew it was going to be a battle. Look at Jake Gaither's record. 202 and 36, I think, some off-the-wall figures.
And nobody would play him because they didn't want to take a chance of getting beat. But the truth of it is,
over 46,000 tickets. Blacks were sitting on.
Welcome back to Hoover Met, and we're going to the bottom of the first inning here as Team Jennings gets out of the inning. 1-2-3. Up is at the plate Team Weeks. Did I say that right? I've got colors, I've got names, I've got to get used to.
Team Jennings is at the plate.
Thank you. Team Jennings is at the plate. Team Weeks got out of the inning. 1-2-3. Charles, let me get out of the way, and you can go through the batting lineup, and then I'll go through the infield and outfield.
This is different for sure, so we'll get through it for sure. Jeffrey Rowland will lead it off, followed by Andrew Garcia. Trenton Jamison will hit third, followed by A.J. Gardner. Tristan Rodriguez will hit fifth, followed by Chris O'Neill. Casey Higgins Jr. will hit seventh, followed by Kelvin Reese, and Terrence Thomas will hit ninth, and the extra players, Jabronsky Williams.
Behind the plate, or actually on the bump right now, is Tony Horn from Xavier, Tony Horn Jr., and behind the plate catching is Ronald McGee First pitch, a little hot, a little tight inside. Ball 1. Over on first is Oscar Ponce. Antonio Rodriguez on second. Jeremiah Hill on third. Christopher de Guzman is the shortstop. Foul, or definitely going to be 1-1. Out in the outfield in left is Chandler Dillard. Joshua Lewis is in center. Lawrence Bryant is in right. We've got a 1-1 count here. Fly ball into right. Bryant drifting back. F9 on that. And let me correct myself. I may have misspoke. Tony Horn is from UAPB. The black and gold. Got a lot going on here. Black and gold colors as I was looking at his stats. So right-handed pitcher is Tony Horn from Muskogee, Oklahoma. 6'4" grad student this past year. Ended the season on some good notes, it looked like there, Charles. There's a line ball on the line.
That's foul.
Wow, I don't know. That should have. You tell me, Charles. That ball looked to hit the line, but they're going to call foul on that first pitch there.
Third base umpire had to skip out of the way.
Yeah.
And we're taking a look at it again. A good shot down the line there. Well, you can feel the intensity a little bit. I mean, hey, fans are into it. And, hey, you can't tell for some of these players it's just an all-star game. Some want to show off and show out here. And this is an opportunity for these student athletes to show what they have here on the field.
Andrew Garcia facing an 0-2. Sits on that one.
Garcia from Prairie View. So you got UAPB facing Prairie View. They know each other pretty well during the season, being in the SWAC.
Foul ball going down the left field line, and there's a souvenir for some of those young kids. If they see it, oh, somebody saw it.
I tell you what, despite the rain, pretty decent crowds turned out. A lot of family of some of the players.
Great crowd, great crowd.
First HBCU baseball all-star game since 1973.
The 1-2 pitch. Foul ball coming up our way. Now, Charles, we might get an opportunity. Our window's open. We might get an opportunity.
Well, let's hope our window is closed. In terms of ball coming this way, our window's open, but let's hope.
Our producer definitely does not want to deal with any foul balls coming this direction. There's a shot slapped into left center. First base hit of the game by Garcia.
Good job taking it the other way. So we have our first base runner here of this HBCU All-Star game. So it'll bring up Trenton Jameson, the first baseman from Bama State. And let's see how Team Jennings plays it. A little sacrifice maybe.
Tony Horn checking, looking at the runner. Stretch. That ball high. Ball 1.
Have the lights on here. As we mentioned, we had some rain here about 4:30 for a good 30 minutes. But the grounds crew did a terrific job allowing the rain to pass, taking the tarp off fairly quickly and getting the field ready. We were kind of worried about whether or not that this game would start on time. We had the home run derby that was scheduled. That obviously was canceled due to the rain. Otherwise, it would have been a really good evening for baseball.
Also had some events on Monday that were supposed to happen in the park that they had to move away from. Ball 2 for Horn because of the weather, and we weren't really sure, but God had seen it so that we could have some baseball this evening. Beautiful night here in Hoover. Strong cut there by Jameson, and 1 ball, 1 strike.
And we also had a symposium here last night, just some baseball scouts and Ricky Weeks and others just talking to these young men about the future of baseball and their opportunity to take advantage of the game of baseball and the opportunities that are out there now. Despite everything, you show up and show out and be present, be attentive, be visible. There will be opportunities for you if you just stay with it and get ahead of the curve.
The 2-2 pitch inside, called strike 3. Nice movement there by Tony Horn. And that's 2 away as he caught Jamison looking on that one.
Yeah, Jamison on the inside corner. I think he was fooled on that pitch. They have A.J. Gardner, the left fielder from Bama State, standing in.
Gardner from Fayetteville, Georgia, 6'2" sophomore.
Of course, you talk about Bama State. They finished second in the Eastern Division behind Jackson State.
Inside ball 1.
In the regular season. A team that was the 3rd hottest team in the country going into the 2021 SWAC baseball tournament. They had an 11-game winning streak.
Down the third baseline, foul. I'd have to say might be one of the definitely top 3 games or upsets maybe of the HBCU baseball season. That championship SWAC game, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, for sure. You had a team in Jackson State that went 24-0 in the conference against a team like Southern University, and they've got players on this roster, and they got hot at the right time. Last 2 games of the tournament got hot.
2 balls and 1 strike. Horn to the plate. That's a high pop-up. Looks like first baseman Ponce gets that one in foul territory. And so 1 hit, 1 runner left on. We're going to go to the second, most likely with a new pitcher coming out. And we'll be back right after these words to let you know who he is. You're watching the HBCU All-Star Game on the Black College Sports Network.
It was a monumental game for A&M and Tampa. It was a monumental game. Somebody had to lose, and thank God it was them this time.
We knew it was going to be a battle. Look at Jake Avis' record. 202 and 36, I think. Some off-the-wall figures.
And nobody would play him because they didn't want to take a chance of getting beat. But the truth of it is,
over 46,000 tickets. Blacks were sitting in the east stands. Whites were sitting in the west stands. And the score wound up 34-28.
The only thing we proved that we wasn't inferior, that we were not inferior, and we were not afraid.
For one night, for 160 minutes, we was better than them.
Shop Melvin Online Women's Boutique to spice up your closet with trendy unique looks. We have fashionable and chic looks at very affordable prices.
30. I don't see them on the roster.
All year long on all orders. Shop online at www.melvetboutique.com. That's www.melvetboutique.com.
Oh, that's Jose Fernandez, small corner. Okay, so he is here. Okay, so it's Fernandez and Kyle Jenkins.
I'm returning Tampa is my community. I grew up here, school here, and my wife and I make our home here. What makes Tampa special are its people. When I represent someone injured in my community, it's personal. Call my office.
We are.
I can get Fernandez.
You got him? That's your guy.
I would like the insurance companies to get the settlement that you deserve. At the law office of Clinton Paris, we take the pain out of being heard.
This is Ryan Fulford. AD Drew and I are co-hosts of the BCSN Sports Wrap. We talk about all.
Welcome back. Going to the top of the second inning here in the HBCU All-Star Game. New pitcher on the mound for Team Jennings, and Charles, you're quite familiar with this young man for Team Week. Excuse me.
Yeah, Jose Fernandez. He was the Braves' best pitcher during the course of the season. And Jose Fernandez is a guy that changes up speeds. Fernandez had an ERA of 2.35 with one save during the course of the season. He was one of the best pitchers in the conference.
And at the plate for Team Weeks in blue, Ty Hill. Jeremiah Hill at the plate. Jeremiah from Jackson State. Ball fouled off. 1 ball, 2 strikes. And we mentioned that every inning we can expect a new pitcher.
We have our second so far. And you talk about Ty Hill at the plate for Jackson State. He was the player of the year, hitter of the year in the Southwestern Athletic Conference, newcomer of the year, and first team all-conference third baseman for Jackson State.
The 1-2 pitch. Caught him swinging. Strikeout number 1 there for Fernandez.
So between Beecham and Fernandez, 2 of the first 4 batters have struck out 14 weeks.
Ponce, big cut there for strike 1. Fernandez coming in with some good stuff there on that off-speed pitch.
For Ponce, the first baseman from Texas Southern.
Another off-speed pitch there.
Second team all-conference is Mr. Ponce.
And there's a nice slow ball that just found its way up the middle, right over to second base. And there's a nice hit there for Ponce.
The left fielder from Jackson State, number 18, Chandler Dillard.
So Ponce records the first hit for Team Weeks. And coming to the plate now, Chandler Dillard. Chandler, also from Jackson State. First pitch, down and inside for ball 1.
And Dillard is from Madison, Mississippi. That's outside of the Jackson City limits.
Strike 1.
And he played in 16 games, 16 starts, 26 hits and 61 at bats. 426 his average during the season.
2 balls, 1 strike for Jose Fernandez. Fernandez from Alcorn, an all-conference pitcher this year.
And the Braves ended Alabama State's season in the 2021 SWAC tournament. We talked about a team at Bama State that came in, the 3rd hottest team in the country with an 11-game winning streak.
And that one is low and inside, so walk.
Now batting, the catcher from Tuskegee, number 30, Ronald McGee.
Ponce moves over to second. Dillard now is on first, and Fernandez facing tough spot here in an all-star game, obviously. 2 runners on for Ronald McGee from Tuskegee, also the catcher. Fouls the first one off, as that one went right down the first base line. Just managed to avoid hitting that bag.
Tell you what, we talked with Tuskegee's coach. You talk about a young guy that it's all smiles when you talk to him. I mean, he really wants to build that Tuskegee program into something special. And we saw him early this season, and you just have to be impressed. We saw him in Montgomery early this season, and just all smiles when you talk about that program.
The 0-2 pitch to McGee. He sits on that one. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
McGee, 5'11" senior, 5'11", 208. He played previously at Lane College. And he finished with 4 home runs and a .302 average.
And you were mentioning Reginald Hollins earlier, the head coach for Tuskegee. There's another foul ball. Hey, great catch. There's a young fella right there in the mezzanine area who actually has his glove, made a nice catch. Gets a nice round of applause from the audience. A little souvenir there.
They say souvenir time.
Yeah, unless they ask him to throw that ball back in. Yeah, we'll see. 2-2 is the count. Fernandez to McGee. Called strike 3. And McGee took that one. And so Fernandez gets his second strikeout of the inning. And so now with 2 outs and 2 runners on, the DH, Christian Armstrong, comes to the plate. Armstrong, the center, normally plays center field for Lane, takes ball 1. Had a chance to see not only Tuskegee but Lane in the Music City Diamond Classic earlier this year in Nashville. Really a real strong team they had this year. Lane, a Christian from Montgomery, Alabama, not far from here. So I'm sure he's got some family and friends that drove down I-65.
50-year senior.
Mm-hmm. Real experienced ball club that Lane Dragons team was. I think they had about 11 seniors, 12 in memory, but 11 seniors that were a part of winning the Black College Nines small school national championship last year.
And I get a chance to see schools like Lane, Russ College, Tougaloo. You know, Tougaloo has a player in this all-star game. I mean, there's some pretty good baseball there. There's no question about that. The hustle, the energy, the passion.
Deuces are wild. 2-2. 2 outs, 2 on, and there's a strikeout. And so Jose Fernandez strikes out the side. Team Weeks, 1 hit, 2 runners left on base. We're going to the bottom half of the second inning. You're watching the HBCU All-Star Game on the Black College Sports Network.
Things related to HBCU athletics, from the games, teams, coaches, and fan interest stories, we cover it all. You can find our shows on Facebook at BCSN Sports Wrap, YouTube at MyJBN Online, and everywhere you listen to podcasts like Anchor, Spotify, Google, and Apple Podcasts. You can also find the show on the Jericho Broadcast Network's app. Make sure to download. We look forward to you joining the conversation and being a part of the show.
Sugar Chateau Desserts is a specialty bakery located in the Charlotte, North Carolina metro area. We will create delicious and one-of-a-kind treats for any occasion. Sugar Chateau is currently shipping cakes in a jar, offering a variety of different flavors in a single-serve container that can help you celebrate in accordance with social distancing. Place your orders today by calling 803-526-7895 or visiting sugarchateaudesserts.com.
At Hampton Law, our primary goal is to provide non-traditional yet effective solutions and redefine the approach to client legal concerns. As your trusted legal advisor, we believe in sophisticated, personalized services that eliminate the confusion and complexity sometimes associated with legal.
At first, too.
Welcome back. Going into the bottom of the second inning here at the HBCU All-Star Game here at the Hoover Met in Hoover, Alabama. Brian Fulford and Charles Edmond here. On the hill now for Team Weeks, we've got Charles Jackson from Claflin, and he is originally from Macon, Georgia.
I think we also have another change, too, as well. I mean, in these all-star games, changes come fast and furious. We have a new first baseman.
Okay.
Kalen Fox from FAMU is at first base.
Okay, and so he more likely is taking place of Oscar Ponce. Fox. Is that Fox from, what number is that on first base there?
Number 6.
Now, here to lead off the bottom half of the second inning for Team Jennings, the catcher number 9, Tristan Rodriguez.
So coming to the lineup, or to the plate rather, the lineup for Team Jennings, leading off Tristan Rodriguez for Team Jennings.
We also have another change, too, as at shortstop, Cameron Buford from Grambling. He's playing shortstop.
Two balls, no strikes. Now is a 3-0 count by Jackson to Rodriguez. Really impressed by what I saw from Rodriguez in the Black College World Series. And that ball is ball 4. So first 4 pitches for Jackson, having a little trouble there, getting it over the plate. But as I was mentioning, Charles, about Rodriguez, I thought had a very good Black College World Series for Xavier. Of course, they finished second, losing to Bluefield State. But Rodriguez, I thought, was very much in contention with a couple of other guys for player of the tournament. Had a great hitting weekend for Xavier.
I was impressed with Xavier. And you talked about the return of baseball to the New Orleans area. And then Bluefield State, my first look at Bluefield, was impressed with what they were able to do.
At the plate, Chris O'Neill from Lane College. Chris O'Neill, one of those seniors, one of those fifth-year seniors I mentioned, from Lane, from Barnesville, Georgia.
You know, we were talking about last night at the symposium, just the amount of baseball talent in this area, and you head towards Atlanta. And I remember a long time ago, I was with a coach. They had some sort of baseball showcase about this time of year, as a matter of fact. And just was amazed at the amount of talent in the Georgia, Central Alabama area. I mean, here in Birmingham.
Fouled off the 1-1 pitch. So now Jackson getting ahead of the batter here. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Still have Rodriguez over on first. with a slight leadoff. Pitch to the plate. Inside, the runner's going. The throw to second, and Rodriguez gets down. Not sure if you're going to call that a stolen base or
That's a wild pitch.
A wild pitch.
Wild pitch led to the stolen base. Good jump there by Rodriguez. Pretty good throw by McGee. There's too much of a jump there.
2-2 count. And that one is low, and so now Jackson went from being ahead to now dealing with a full count. No outs here in the bottom of the second inning. Tristan Rodriguez on second. The pitch to O'Neill, and he's going to take his base over at first.
So back-to-back walks, Rodriguez and O'Neill. 2 on, none out for Team Jennings.
Casey Higgins Jr.
Casey Higgins Jr. comes to the plate from Arkansas Pine Bluff. Higgins actually also from Pine Bluff, one of those hometown guys that UAPB managed to keep in town.
And you
look that one, did it hit him? No, very close though. Down and inside. Ball 1. Back on May 8th against Grambling, Higgins had a season high 3 hits, scored 3 times. Big cut there, strike 1.
Of course, UAPB plays in the Torrey Hunter baseball complex. Of course, we know Torrey Hunter played in the big leagues, played for the Braves. Pine Bluff native.
Another big cut, strike 2. Higgins definitely getting his cuts in on this at-bat. Second baseman thought about coming in. That ball is slapped into right center. Is that going to bring Rodriguez around? It is. First run of the game is brought in on the double by Casey Higgins into right center. So those big cuts on those swings really paid off on that pitch for Higgins.
Number 14, Calvin Reese.
Got a pitch out and up and turned on it and took it to right center. Good piece of hitting there by Higgins, scoring Rodriguez, and O'Neill taking third.
Chris O'Neill's on third. The run scored, Tristan Rodriguez, first run of the game. And that foul that time by Kelvin Reese.
There's nobody out in the inning either, so the rally is ongoing here for Team Jennings.
Down into left field. That's going to bring 2 in. And another double. Sliding in, Kelvin Reese brings 2 in. And Team Jennings up to a 3-0 lead right now.
Well, just took it down the third base line, scoring Rodriguez and O'Neill. And it's 3-0, and there's still nobody out in the inning here.
So back-to-back doubles for Higgins and Reese. And now Terrence T.J. Thomas comes to the plate. Fouled off. Woo! Yeah, we might want to close the window if they're skipping across the net like that, Charles. Woo!
It's close. I think we're safe, though.
Okay. I'm glad you think that. I'm gonna trust you.
I'm confident.
You've been around this game a little bit longer than me, so I'm gonna take your word on that.
But my confidence can be shaky.
Okay. There's a slap into left field. Will it get down? It's gonna go foul.
You know, we talk about this game featuring a lot of great talent, and the two coaches. You have Team Weeks, led by Ricky Weeks Jr., 38 years old, Southern grad, played for 4 Major League Baseball teams. He had a career .465 average at Southern University. That is number 1 in NCAA history in terms of career average.
Wow.
I don't know if anyone's going to get that one. In 2002, he had .495 in 2002. Won the batting title in 2003 with a .479 average. So, I mean, he was everything.
Definitely a 14-year pro.
14-year pro with 4 different teams: Milwaukee, Seattle, Arizona, and Tampa Bay. And then on the other side, Desmond Jennings, a Birmingham native, played 7 seasons in the bigs. Tampa Bay.
All in the Rays organization, down there where I'm from. And that's a nice shot. And that ball right back to Christopher de Guzman. No, check that. That was Cameron Buford. Williams.
And that's the first out in the inning. After 4 straight reached base, 2 walks and 2 doubles. Jabronsky Williams from Bama State stands in, the DH.
That was Cameron Bufford, check that, who had come in for de Guzman.
Ball gets away. Getting it to the pitcher. Got to be careful there because an alert base runner will try to get to third.
As we were one of the things that we were talking about is we were talking about Weeks there and his brother Jamil, who is down in the dugout with him. Both of them raised in my backyard where I live in Altamont Springs, Florida. Both Lake Brantley High School products. There's the check back to second by Jackson. So got a few friends who are familiar with the Weeks brothers. They definitely are very active in the Central Florida community when they get back home and do support in some local programs. So shout out to the hometown guys.
And that was kind of one of the big themes last night in our symposium. You know, everybody to a man. James Darrell Cooper, the head coach at Grambling, Ricky Weeks, talking about the importance of giving back. Coming back to your local community. Runner going here. And just giving back. It was given to you, now the opportunity for you to give back when you get an opportunity. And that's so important in this game of baseball. Go to the playground. Start a program.
The 1-1 pitch to Williams, called strike 2.
And I remember when Ricky Weeks played baseball at Southern University. I think one year they won the championship, the SWAC championship, and they played USM in a regional in Hattiesburg and actually beat them that first game. USM, that time, was one of the best baseball teams in the country.
Caught him looking, strike 3. Nice pitch there by Mr. Jackson, and he seems to have settled down a little bit. He gets his first strikeout. And we go back to the top of the lineup. Second at bat here for Roldan. Flied out to right field in the first inning. Gets outside, away, ball one.
Well, you know all about Pro Florida Baseball. That Tampa Bay Rays organization trying to improve, and with Desmond Jennings down there, played 7 seasons. Some good baseball down there.
Yeah, that was part of the I believe part of the Joe Madden era when he was there. Might have even, I believe, even went to the World Series in one of those years. Don't get me the quote. There's a swinging strike.
Of course, Joe Madden was managing Chicago. The Cubs won a title there, and is now with the Angels.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting character. I'm sure you know that when he was there in Tampa.
You know, he did what he could. You know, it wasn't an organization that was going to spend a lot, but they did a good job of drafting, finding prospects. Strike 2 as Jackson now deuces wild. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Runner on second. Opportunity to get out of this inning after giving up 3. Might be the last at bat here for Roldan. We'll see what he does. Runner's going. Takes that one. Throw to third. He's safe. And Reese steals third. And so the count now is full. The 3-2 fouled off.
You know, one of the things that was really preached upon to these baseball players yesterday, you talk about the Tampa Bay organization not spending a lot of money, and some of the folks talking last night were talking about in this game, if you want to get in it, sometimes you have to pay your dues.
Swinging, strike 3. And so a tough start for Charles Jackson, but he ends it in grand fashion, striking out the last 2 batters. But Team Jennings put 3 runs on the board, left a runner on third. We'll go to the top of the 3rd inning with our score 3-0 in favor of Team Jennings. You're watching the HBCU All-Star Game on the Black College Sports Network.
Matters. Our high standard for client care and concern, coupled with our extensive legal knowledge and skills, make Hampton Law a resource focused on the protection of the client's interest and overall goals. We value our clients and truly enjoy working with them. Visit thamptonlaw.com to conveniently schedule an appointment online. Tamika Hampton Esquire, 1631 Rock Springs Road, Suite 336, Apopka, Florida, 407-494-1471. thamptonlaw.com.
Let's face it, shopping for insurance can be time-consuming. That's why when it comes to your auto, home, and life insurance needs, make things simple and trust the experts at Allstate. They will help you get the coverage that fits your needs while helping you bundle your life, home, and auto policies. Bundling saves you money, sure, but it also saves you time, so you can enjoy the things that matter most even more. Contact me, Tammy Haynes, your local agent, for a free personalized insurance quote. Allstate, are you in good hands?
Q Time is a classic Atlanta soul food restaurant located in the historic West End. Q Time Soul Food is a family business started by Fred and Christine Crenshaw. Come on in, relax, and sink your chops into our tantalizing, mouth-watering, distinctive soul food with a twist, the Q Time way. 1120 Ralph David Abernathy Boulevard, or call your order in at 404-758-2881. Do you miss your mama's cooking? Then come on down to Q Time, an Urban Passport member.
Follow the Black College Sports Network and all of our shows on YouTube. You can find us at MyJBN Online and on all social media at MyBCSN1.
The Cuvée Group is a Florida-based marketing and training.
Welcome back to the HBCU All-Star Game presented by Minority Baseball Prospects. New pitcher on the bump for Team Jennings in red. It is Victor Mendoza. Victor, the right-hander from Prairie View A&M from Austin, Texas. And first two pitches, 1 ball, 1 strike to the center fielder, number 10, Joshua Lewis from Tuskegee. And he thought about taking a bunt on that one, but ball was definitely in the dirt. 2 balls, 1 strike there.
Well, typical all-star game, we've seen 5 pitchers already between these two.
And the pitchers are the easiest to keep track of, I think, Charles, because, you know, we're not getting any announcements when they make the substitutions on the infield. So you got to, you know, hopefully we catch them. We really don't know until they call their names at the plate.
Well, we pretty much know that when we talked about the number of pitchers available, you got 9. So you pretty much know that it's going to be a pitcher an inning.
Pretty much.
We already know that, but there have been some changes on both teams for sure on the infield.
Yeah. So if we get anybody's name wrong, we'll apologize in advance for that. There's a shot. That's a high fly. Ball foul. Right fielder comes in, catches that. And I believe that is Casey Higgins who made that catch.
Yep, Casey Higgins still in.
Damani Thomas comes in as the 10th batter here from Edward Waters.
I tell you what, that's another team that I was kind of impressed with when we saw earlier this season. Edward Waters, you know, building a good athletic program down there. Mr. Paul Bryant, the athletics director. The new football stadium online and the baseball program really competitive. And you're from me, of course, from the Florida area.
Yeah, right up the road in Jacksonville from where I am. The 2-0 pitch. Fouled. Might be a play by the third baseman. It is, and give some credit to Chris O'Neill getting over towards the
shortstop from Alabama State, number 42.
Check that. That wasn't O'Neill. That was Trenton Jamison who snagged that. Jamison must have moved over from first where he was now to third. Again, we'll do our best here to keep track of the infield lineups. But at the plate now, Cameron Bufford. And check that. That was de Guzman, who that nice little soft pop up to the second baseman. And real quick work for Victor Mendoza. Probably the fewest number of pitches we've seen today. And so 3 up and 3 down. We'll go to the bottom of the third inning. You're watching the HBCU All-Star Game on the Black College Sports Network.
Consulting firm. We help businesses communicate to their target audience and engage them in conversation. We also help to expand their audiences, which will ultimately result in growth for those organizations. In addition to being a certified constant contact specialist, my colleagues and I are also certified in John Maxwell Leadership Principles. We use these proven principles to conduct workshops, training, and private coaching sessions for individuals and companies looking to take things to the next level. Contact us to schedule a free consultation. Issues today, don't delay, call Cuvée.
Have you had your Earthblend coffee today? At Earthblend Coffee, we take pride in offering you the very best of beans across the world, blended and roasted to perfection. giving you superior quality and satisfying and flavorful taste. Experience the world in one cup with Earth Blend Coffee.
Since 2002, Empowerment Resources, Inc., a nonprofit organization, has empowered more than 1,500 youth and adults in Duval and surrounding counties through its programs Journey into Womanhood, Girls Mentoring, Life Skills for Teens, and Parenting.
Bottom of the third inning here at the HBCU All-Star Game. Brian Fulford and Charles Edmond here at Hoover Met in Hoover, Alabama. New pitcher on the mound for Team Weeks is Enrico Peel from Savannah State, the right-hander from Lehigh Acres, Florida. And coming up to bat for Team Jennings, I believe that is Andrew Garcia.
He singled his last time up. You know, we're just trying to keep track of all these players, these different schools. We talked about it at the top. You know, 26 different situations, 26 different schools, you know, represented. You know, Division I, the SWAC, MEAC, and all up and down the line. 5 different conferences, HBCU conferences, represented in this All-Star game. And it just shows you the plethora of talent up and down the line. And I'm sure it wasn't an easy process to select, you know, this All-Star team.
Slapped up the middle. Shortstop comes over. And that was de Guzman.
The first baseman, number 44.
Makes that nice throw over to first base. Nice and smooth, a 6-3. Charles, we might have been ahead of ourselves on our substitutions because I just looked at that first baseman is Ponce again, huh? At some point, I'm just going to call my hands up and just call numbers out. 6-3. just leave it at that.
Well, as they say, in these All-Star games, you do need a scorecard.
Yeah. The good thing is they have numbers. Very nice jerseys. Props to Minority Baseball Prospects for giving us something nice and easy so that, you know, we can make out. Trenton Jameson struck out his last at bat.
Tell you what, the first thing I was impressed with when I got here was the logo for the All-Star game. I mean, it's very creative.
Yes.
Excellent artwork.
Mm-hmm. Ripped down left field, foul. Just out a little early on that one. 2 balls, 2 strikes for Enrico Peel. Producer tells me it should be 3 balls and 2 strikes. But the board says 2-2. The pitch. Now it's 3 balls and 2 strikes.
A.J. Gardner on deck.
Full count. The 3-2 pitch by Peel. High pop up. That's going to go foul. About 4 rows. It bounces and bounces, and kids will run after it and fight for it and
take a souvenir home.
Yes, sir.
The Hoover Met here in Birmingham, or Hoover, Alabama, outside of Birmingham, the home of the SEC baseball tournament. Playing in a venue like this is something special. My first visit here.
3-2, slapped up the middle. De Guzman, another 6-3 out. But before all of that, Charles, we'll take you back. This also is home to very famous high school here in this area, who actually had a TV show, quite popular, back in the, about 10, 12 years ago. If it was on the MTV, if I'm not mistaken, about a high school program and I'm trying to find the right adjective for their coach. A very energetic, passionate high school coach that some parents might not want their kids to play for, especially if they're sensitive. Give you a moment to see if you can think of the name of that show. And that high school.
It's on.
You're at home watching. You're screaming at the computer like, "Come on, Charles! How do you not know this?" The 0-2 pitch by Peel. Outside, ball one.
It's on the tip of my brain.
I'll start. Can you think of the high school that plays its home football games here?
Hoover High.
Yes, sir. The Hoover High Buccaneers. So this stadium does convert into and that probably what really probably helped put this area on the map was that television show.
That show is on the tip of
called strike three. When we come back, we'll see if Charles can recall what the name of that show is, and we'll go to the top of the fourth inning. Charles will take over for the middle innings, and then we'll do some more trivia and see if we can see if he can recall the name of that show featuring Hoover High School. We'll be back. You're watching the HBCU All-Star Game on the Black College Sports Network.
Since 2002, Empowerment Resources, Inc., a nonprofit organization, has empowered more than 1,500 youth and adults in Duval and surrounding counties. Through its programs, Journey into Womanhood, Girls Mentoring, Life Skills for Teens, and parenting education coaching. To get involved with programs, volunteer, or donate, visit www.empowermentresourcesinc.org. Follow us on social media, facebook.com/empowerment.resources and instagram.com/empowermentJAX.
It's never too early to plant the seed, to share the tradition, and instill a sense of pride in your HBCU with your little ones. HBCU Pride and Joy Children's Boutique helps you share your school spirit with a wide selection of adorable kids' apparel and accessories officially licensed from your favorite HBCU. Visit hbcupridejoy.com and follow us on all social media at HBCU Pride Joy on Facebook and Twitter.
This is the Dean of the College of HBCU Sports.
And welcome back to Hoover, Alabama, the Hoover Met facility. Glad you can join us here on the Black College Sports Network. Here, the first HBCU All-Star Game since 1973. And it's sponsored by Minority Baseball Prospects. Glad you can join us. Charles Edmond, Brian Fulford here, bringing you through the middle innings in 3 runs, 3 hits for the Jennings team. And for the Weeks team, just 1 hit, trying to get something going here as we get to the 4th inning.
Yeah, definitely. This might be, supposedly we've got Antonio Rodriguez, Lawrence Bryant, Ty Hill.
The top of the 4th inning, the second baseman from Xavier, number 3.
So this will be the second go-around for these guys. On the mound, Horacio De Leon from Yamasa, Dominican Republic, the DR. The right-hander, 6'4", 190 from Talladega College.
And he'll face Antonio Rodriguez, who struck out his last time up. 2, 3, and 4, top 4. And here's the pitch, fouled off, and we're underway. Get back to that trivia.
Yeah, I admittedly during the break, folks, I gave Charles a little hint.
Yeah, he gave it up.
Yeah, I gave him a little hint. I knew he was leading in this inning. I didn't want you to go nuts trying to think of the name.
Two-a-days.
Yes, sir.
That's one I wouldn't have thought of. Here's a fly ball into shallow left center. Is it going to be caught in left? Yes, it is. One away. It's communication that time between left field and center.
A.J. Gardner coming in. Kelvin Reese was there, but Gardner decided to take that one. That was an odd spot for that ball. That ball seemed to hang up there for a while, and those guys seemed to have to really run to get into that area there in left center.
And they're playing deep, too, so there's a little hustle there between both left and center. One away.
Lawrence Bryant, who grounded out 1-3 his last at-bat.
Facing De Leon. Pitches low ball one, top of the fourth inning here in Hoover, Alabama. They call it the Hoover Met.
So what it was is we were, obviously I followed that show. Anytime there's a reality show like that.
You a reality fan?
Sports reality fan. Not the Kardashians. I'm not crying any tears that show is going away. But reality sports shows, I love those.
Yeah.
And so I just, I knew that show, Hoover, Bucks. That show probably gave this area and this community a lot of press, I'm sure.
3-0 the count, the pitch, strike call, 3-1. Yeah, I mean when you talk about this area, you talk about football a lot, but obviously baseball, SEC baseball, and this area, Birmingham. There's two stadiums within 15 minutes, two minor league stadiums within 15 minutes of where we sit.
I think downtown we passed two different stadiums downtown. I have no idea where we were.
Ground ball is short. The throw up. It's going to be an E6 runner to second, probably a two-base error. The throw
Might
to
catch him at second.
Got him, and he does.
Great play. Tristan Rodriguez comes over to back up the first baseman and throws out Bryant, who was trying to get from first to second on the error. So give some credit to Rodriguez.
That's 6-3-4. It was an error. Runner hustling all the way to second. Was out at second trying to stretch that into a two-base error and could not. Well, just when Team Weeks tried to get something going, they lose a runner on the bases, and Jeremiah Hill stands in. He struck out his last time up. So we were in Montgomery, another minor league park, earlier this year, and we're in another good facility here in Birmingham.
This facility here in Hoover, at Hoover Met, not just this football multi-purpose field, they're going to convert this into a softball field in 2022. We were talking with one of the site managers, and he was telling us how they have to convert this next year into from baseball to a softball field back to a football field in probably a month time span. And they've got about 10 days, I think he said, 10 days from the time that they go from baseball to softball to kind of get it ready. Or it might have been 10 days from softball to football. From 6 for baseball and 10 for softball. Amazing work that these folks will have to do next year.
Tell you what, it was amazing work done by the grounds crew. After the rain that we had here, around 4 o'clock, we were wondering what time will we get this thing tipped off. And they did a great job of removing the tarp and getting the water, the excess, rolling it back up and getting this field ready. A little after 7 o'clock, we were ready to go. The pitch swing and a miss, and that's going to take care of the inning as Hill goes down swinging. So a 1-2-3 inning. And Team Weeks just one hit, struggling to get something going here as we go to the home half of the fourth inning. Team Jennings with a 3-0 lead, and when they come up in the home half of the fourth inning, 5, 6, and 7. Expected up, Rodriguez, O'Neal, and Casey Higgins Jr. We'll get to it on the other side of this timeout on the Black College Sports Network.
This is the Dean of the College of HBCU Sports, Kenyatta Cavill of Dr. Cavill's Inside the HBCU Sports Lab with Mike Washington and Charles Bishop. Come mix it up in the lab where the course lecture is in session every Tuesday from 6 o'clock p.m. Central Standard Time on Facebook Live, YouTube Spreaker, or the BCSN app, as we discuss all things about the HBCU sports culture, including exploring the week that was in the sporting HBCU diaspora, as well as the upcoming week of HBCU sports. With me, the Dean, the College of HBCU Sports, on Dr. Cavill's Inside the HBCU Sports Lab with Mike Washington and Charles Bishop. Course lecture dismissed.
It was a monumental game for A&M and Tampa. It was a monumental game. Somebody had to lose, and thank God it was them this time.
We knew it was going to be a battle. Look at Jake Aver's record. 202 and 36, I think. Some off-the-wall figures.
And nobody would play him because they didn't want to take a chance of getting beat. But the truth of it is,
over 46,000 tickets. Blacks were sitting in the east stands. Whites were sitting in the west stands, and the score wound up 34-28.
The only thing we proved that we wasn't inferior, that we were not inferior, and we were not afraid.
For one night, for 160 minutes, we was better than them.
Shop Velvet Online Women's Boutique to spice up your closet with trendy, unique looks. We have fashionable and chic looks at very affordable prices. Velvet Boutique offers free shipping all year long on all orders. Shop online at www.melvetboutique.com. That's www.melvetboutique.com. Like us on Facebook and follow us on Instagram. Shop Velvet Online Women's Boutique.
And welcome back to the Hoover Met here in Hoover, Alabama, just outside of Birmingham. Charles Edmond, Brian Fulford with you. A couple of changes. First, we have a change at third. And Fulford, talk about that, and then we'll talk about a new pitcher.
Anthony Johnson is coming in on third for Team Weeks from Benedict. Playing third. Might be a couple other infield substitutions. Also a new pitcher on the mound as well.
Yeah, it's Jason Alvarez on the mound. So with Alvarez, who followed Peel, who followed Charles Jackson, who followed Tony Horn. Alvarez from Grambling, 6'1", 175-pound right-handed pitcher into the game for Team Weeks. I just want to try to keep it right where it is. It's 3-0. Team Jennings with the lead. Just one hit for Team Weeks so far. Middle of the lineup coming up. And here's the first pitch. Swing and a miss from Tristan Rodriguez, the catcher. He walked his last time up. We're underway in the bottom of the fourth inning. It's cooled off a little bit after the rain. 1-1 the count. It's from Alvarez. Strike called, nipped the outside corner.
Rodriguez got it going in the his last at bat in the 3-run second. He started it off by walking and then reached second on a wild pitch, and then ended up coming home to score. And of course, we've already seen Rodriguez make a great play, backing up the first baseman on an error throw by the shortstop, and then picking off the runner that was advancing to second.
And some aggressive base runner. Another fastball just missed on the outer half. Man, I just thinking about HBCU baseball, an all-star game, 1973, the last time you had one of these. I was, 6 years old at the time?
I was still being thought of.
Maybe. Here's the pitch called, third strike. 1 out. But, I mean, it's great to have something like this. I mean, we kind of come full circle with the World Series and now the All-Star game. I mean, first one in a while, and definitely you shouldn't be the last one for sure.
No, definitely. And, we were able to actually have a black college national champion determined on the field of play, which hadn't been done since 1954. You've got an all-star game being done for the first time since 73. A lot of things moving in the right direction, and all credit to Coach Alex Weiss, minority baseball prospects, doing some great things out in the Atlanta area as a head coach. But he's got a great support team. I'm not even going to say it's a staff; it's a team. Team environment, team people. He's got some great people working for him. Make sure you go to the website, minoritybaseball.com. There are different ways to support this organization. They are bringing baseball back into the communities. Don't let anybody tell you that we don't play baseball. We do.
It was a laser shot foul, and absolutely. And you talk about the opportunities. We talked about it a couple of times. And he talked about it last night. And there's opportunities from grounds crew, concessions.
Hey, when he told that story about grounds crew, I had a tear in my eye because I'm like, wow, they make what? I mean, I'm a bit of a nerd a little bit, Charles, when it comes to.
There's a fly ball into left center and caught in center. A job in center field. Lewis hauling it in. I mean, the story was told that the head grounds crew at some places make $300,000 a year. And I struggle to cut my grass at home.
I always wanted a riding lawnmower. I regret and I anguished over those days of pushing. But, I mean, and that was my allergies. But give me a riding lawnmower, man, and I'll be like that guy in that commercial who's got the radio on and just painting and cutting all over in bad circles all over the place. Might be me.
But his point is that there's no excuse.
Yes.
If you're a player and want to get in this game,
there are ways.
There are ways to get in. And I know it's, we all like the glamour and the glitz, but sometimes you got to come in through the side door. Sometimes you got to come in through the basement. Sometimes you got to come in through the chimney. It's a little dribbler to short. Plenty of time, maybe. Throw. Got him. Good play at first, just trying to toe the bag there at first base. And that takes care of the side. So a 1-2-3 inning. So we go to the 5th inning. And Jennings with a 3-0 lead over Team Weeks. Just one hit for Team Weeks. Can they get it going in the 5th? We'll find out with Ponce leading it off, followed by Chandler Dillard and Ronald McGee. Coming up after this timeout here on the Black College Sports Network.
I'm returning to Clinton Paris, and Tampa's my community. I grew up here, went to school here, and my wife and I make our home here. What makes Tampa special are its people. So when I represent someone injured in my community, it's personal. Call my office and speak to a real lawyer and not some referral service. I will fight the insurance companies to get the settlement that you deserve. At the law office of Clinton Paris, we take the pain out of being heard.
This is Ryan Fulford. AD Drew and I are co-hosts of the BCSN Sports Wrap. We talk about all things related to HBCU athletics. From the games, teams, coaches, and fan interest stories, we cover it all. You can find our shows on Facebook at BCSN Sports Wrap, YouTube at MyJBN Online, and everywhere you listen to podcasts like Anchor, Spotify, Google, and Apple Podcasts. You can also find the show on the Jericho Broadcast Network's app. Make sure to download. We look forward to you joining the conversation and being a part of the show.
Sugar Chateau Desserts is a specialty bakery located in the Charlotte, North Carolina metro area. We will create delicious and one-of-a-kind treats for any occasion. Sugar Chateau is currently shipping cakes in a jar, offering a variety of different flavors in a single-serve container that can help you celebrate in accordance with social distancing. Place your orders today by calling 803-526-7895 or visiting sugarchateaudesserts.com.
At Hampton Law, our primary goal is
And welcome back. We're at the Hoover Met here in Hoover, Alabama, just outside of the great city of Birmingham. Glad you can join us. Charles Edmond, Brian Fulford here. And coming up, we have the fifth pitcher for Team Jennings, Gianni Smith. I'm Fulford on the mound from North Carolina, A&T.
Yes. Charles, sorry about that. I got thrown off a little bit as I was listening to the PA announcer there. Gianni Smith from Winston-Salem, North Carolina. Right-handed pitcher. For the Aggies. First pitch is high for ball one.
Yeah, Ponce singled. This is the second at bat. Ponce, then Chandler Dillard due up, and Ronald McGee. This pitch foul straight back. Speaking of North Carolina A&T, I'm really going to miss A&T as they move to the Big South, leaving the MEAC. Interesting.
I had an interesting. I was going to say something, but I don't want to. Well, at least you won't have the opportunity to see them in the Celebration Bowl, Charles.
Well, that's true. But just all the movement, and of course, just the Black College Sports Network, all things Black College Sports. A lot to talk about, of course, and the move really caught me by surprise as this pitch misses. But, you understand that schools do what they feel like they need to do financially and otherwise.
It'll be interesting, I think, in all jokes aside, I think it'll be interesting to see how the
big swing and a miss there.
Nice strikeout there by Smith. It'll be interesting to see how the community, how the media, how the HBCU sports community, how we keep up. I mean, because thus far we've only really, and I say we've really only had to keep up with Tennessee State outside of the major two conferences on the Division I level. Now you've got three schools
Hampton
in two conferences outside of the major, MEAC, SWAC bubble.
Chandler Dillard at the plate. Walked his last time up. I mean, I get it. I mean, it's obviously, you are a long-standing member of the Mid-Eastern Athletic Conference and you make this move. And it's something that just doesn't happen a snap of a finger. You can pretty much guess that this decision and this move has been in the works prior to us knowing, probably for a year, maybe a year and a half before we knew about it. I mean, so it's just something that happens in the shadows that you just don't know until it actually happens. But nonetheless, as A&T moves to the Big South, I wish them the best of luck. Good school, good athletic program. I'm sure they will do well. As Chandler Dillard walked his first time up, stands in, he's in the hole.
Dillard had a season-high 4 hits against Grambling State back on March 24th. Actually batted in a season-high 5 RBIs on March 14th. I hate to say it, Charles, but that was at Alcorn.
Yeah, you had to bring it up.
I'm sorry, I didn't know until I scrolled to the right and saw the opponent. So.
I'm quite sad. 1-2 the count with 1 out and the pitch. This is hit down the line, foul.
On the year, Dillard batting .360. This season.
Of course, they're coached by Omar Johnson. Pretty good baseball coach. Has done a nice job there in Jackson. Led the nation in stolen bases this season.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they put pressure on you. And Dillard's one of those guys that's just speed. And, that's what they say about speed. And that's something that was talked about by a Royal Scout yesterday. I mean, if you can go from base to base in 6 seconds, my goodness, I get from first to second in about 26 seconds. Well, here's a 2-2. Chopper in the hole. Good play at second. Good throw. Bang, bang. Out at first. Good play there. Ryan Fulford in the hole. I'd like to see that again. I mean, you're ranging to your right. Got to make a strong throw against your body. Good play. There by Team Jennings at second. Garcia, nice throw. But we're talking about, the opportunities that this game can present. We talked about last night from the concession stand where groundskeeper just, charting pitches, scouting. I mean, opportunities are there. It's just a matter of following it up and just staying with it. Stay with the grind. And James Cooper, who was also part of the panel, head coach at Grambling, he talked about the fact that, coming up through the ranks, as an assistant coach, studying transcripts and eligibility. I mean, not even being as a head coach, just doing those little grunt work things. And that's, in life you got to do that. And, of course, in baseball it's the same thing.
Yes. A lot goes into it's not just the game.
Regular pitcher can't get there. Second baseman can. Throw, and that'll do it.
Two great plays by Garcia. Two consecutive 4-3, showing him
provide non-traditional yet effective solutions.
Some eyes watching him, Mr. Garcia. Nice job.
Good speed, good throw. Side retired. We go to the bottom of the 5th inning. Again, Team Weeks trying to get something going. Just one hit, and they're down 3-0. You look at Team Jennings, bottom of the lineup, 7, 8, and 9. Reese Thomas and Williams coming up after this timeout here on the Black College Sports Network.
At Hampton Law, our primary goal is to provide non-traditional yet effective solutions and redefine the approach to client legal concerns. As your trusted legal advisor, we believe in sophisticated, personalized services that eliminate the confusion and complexity sometimes associated with legal matters. Our high standard for client care and concern, coupled with our extensive legal knowledge and skills, make Hampton Law a resource focused on the protection of the client's interest and overall goals. We value our clients and truly enjoy working with them. Visit thamptonlaw.com to conveniently schedule an appointment online. Tamika Hampton Esquire, 1631 Rock Springs Road, Suite 336, Apopka, Florida, 407-494-1471. thamptonlaw.com.
Let's face it, shopping for insurance can be time-consuming. That's why when it comes to your auto, home, and life insurance needs, make things simple and trust the experts at Allstate. They will help you get the coverage that fits your needs while helping you bundle your life, home, and auto policies. Bundling saves you money, sure, but it also saves you time, so you can enjoy the things that matter most even more. Contact me, Tammy Haynes, your local agent, for a free personalized insurance quote. Allstate, are you in good hands?
Q Time is a classic Atlanta soul food restaurant located in the historic West End. Q Time Soul Food is a family business started by Fred and Christine Crenshaw. Come on in, relax, and sink your chops into our tantalizing, mouth-watering, distinctive soul food with a twist, the Q Time way. 1120 Ralph David Abernathy Boulevard, or call your order in at 404-758-2881. Do you miss your mama's cooking? Then come on down to Q Time, an Urban Passport member.
Follow the Black College Sports Network and all of our shows on YouTube. You can find us at MyJBN Online and on all social media at MyBCSN1.
The Cuvée Group is a Florida-based.
Back here at the Hoover Med, glad you can join us. Charles Edmond, Brian Fulford, halfway through here. Low-scoring All-Star game, the first HBCU baseball All-Star game since 1973. So you do the math there, 47 years since this has happened. So this is a historic moment for HBCU baseball fans all over the country. And this first pitch in for a strike. We have another pitcher in, Nikhil Galatas from Jackson State, who follows Alvarez, who followed Peel, who follows Charles Jackson, and he followed the starter, Tony Horn.
Galatas, a first-team all-SWAC pitcher, threw a season-high 12 strikeouts against Mississippi Valley State this past season. Pitched a full 9 innings at Mississippi Valley State on a month earlier, and comes in and dishes a strikeout to the first batter he faces.
Coming in throwing heat and throwing strikes as Reese goes down swinging, who was handcuffed, one away. And I bring out Terrence Thomas. One thing we haven't seen is Team Jennings make a lot of substitutions as far as the 9 at the plate. We've seen a bunch of pitchers, but not a lot of substitutions overall. Here's a shot in the left center. It's going to drop in for a base hit with some depth. He's going to try to make it 2. Here's the throw, and he's going to be out at second, trying to stretch a single into a double.
Just a little ambitious there, when you say, Charles?
Absolutely. Too ambitious.
But I tell you, he did show some good speed, though. I thought he might do it, but give some credit to the center fielder, Joshua Lewis. Now maybe and I always think when you see a runner coming across on a round first at that speed, maybe he's thinking if the center fielder, if he bobbles a half a second, if he stumbles with that out of the glove into the throwing motion, he's going to be safe. But that was a nice, clean delivery, good concentration by Joshua Lewis.
And sometimes as an outfielder, you get just a little bit lazy because you assume it's hit with not a lot of depth, so it's just a long single. So you kind of slow down a little bit. And if you have a speedy runner, then you got to pick your motor up as an outfielder, and you got to get the ball down the line. And that was the case there. So quickly, 2 out. Ronsky Williams struck out his last time up. Are you surprised for this all-star matchup that we have a low-scoring game so far?
Very. Well, I say very, but I'm probably more surprised at the 3 runs in 4 batters that Team Jennings was able to get in the second. I think by just the mere nature of the fact that it's an all-star game, and we've got a walk there as Jabronsky Williams gets to first. But the pitchers for Team Jennings have really done a great job. As a matter of fact, they have retired 11 in a row.
Yep.
And that's, of course, over the course of. There's a stolen base. Nice job by Williams getting to second.
Well, some aggressive base running, but I agree. I mean, you got to take advantage of the opportunities. And in that second inning, it was 2 walks, then a couple of doubles. I mean, just like that, it was 3 runs on the board. And those walks, they just, anytime you get a leadoff walk, anytime there's a leadoff walk, there's trouble if you're a pitcher. And if you're the offense, you got to feast on that. And that's exactly what Team Jennings did. It was back-to-back walks, Rodriguez, O'Neal, then a double by Higgins, then a RBI double by Reese scoring 2. And that was it. I mean, and ever since then, like you said, it was 11 in a row set down. But the damage had been done. Just 3 hits, 3 runs, but only 1 hit for Team Weeks.
Williams showing some good speed out there. The Troy, Alabama native.
Count is 2-2. To Elias, the pinch hitter. There's a swing and a miss. And the side is retired. Well, that takes care of the 5th inning. A runner stranded, a walk, a stolen base, and 1 left. 3 left for Team Jennings. We've completed 5. 3-0 our score. Top 6, I'm sure another pitcher coming in for Team Weeks. We'll tell you about it when we come back. Also, we'll tell you about the lineup for Team Jennings, Garcia, Jameson, and Gardner coming up after this on the Black College Sports Network.
The Hoover Group is a Florida-based marketing and training consulting firm. We help businesses communicate to their target audience and engage them in conversation. We also help to expand their audiences, which will ultimately result in growth for those organizations. In addition to being a certified constant contact specialist, my colleagues and I are also certified in John Maxwell Leadership Principles. We use these proven principles to conduct workshops, training, and private coaching sessions for individuals and companies looking to take things to the next level. Contact us to schedule a free consultation. Issues today, don't delay, call Hoover.
Have you had your Earth Blend coffee today? At Earth Blend Coffee, we take pride in offering you the very best of beans across the world, blended and roasted to perfection, giving you superior quality and satisfying and flavorful taste. Experience the world in one cup with Earth Blend Coffee.
Since 2002, Empowerment Resources, Inc., a nonprofit organization, has empowered more than 1,500 youth and adults in Duval and surrounding counties through its programs Journey into Womanhood, Girls Mentoring, Life Skills for Teens, and Parenting Education Coaching. To get involved with programs, volunteer, or donate, visit www.empowermentresourcesinc.org. Follow us on social media, facebook.com/empowerment.resources and instagram.com/empowermentjax.
It's never too early to plant.
And welcome back to the Hoover Met in Hoover, Alabama. Glad you can join us. Wolford, Charles Edmond here. And we are in the top of the 6th inning, and another pitcher run out there for Team Jennings. One of the better pitchers I've seen all year, and Blair Frederick, who struck out 17. And Blair Frederick is from Xavier, and he struck out 17 early in the year. And Ryan Fulford, we were talking about it during the break, and an awesome pitching performance. Something you don't. I think he tied an NAIA record, if I'm not mistaken, for strikeouts.
Yeah, it was a record-tying performance. He struck out 17 batters in 6 innings. So basically, 17 of the 18 outs were strikeouts. Unfortunately, though, this was the opener, Xavier's first game in the Black College World Series against Bluefield, and there he goes with a strikeout and his first batter.
Picks up right where he left off.
Right, hey, look. But he ended up getting credited with the loss. They gave up 2 runs to Bluefield in the first inning and never really quite recovered. After Frederick came out, they gave up 2 more runs in the top of the 7th, and so he ends up getting credited with the loss. But it was really an outstanding performance for Frederick, who also played right field, and he actually did a good job playing. It was one of those guys we talked about in that 4 or 5 guys who had an opportunity to be player of the tournament. He was definitely one of them.
Yeah, I hadn't seen that, and I don't think I've seen that ever, where a guy strikes out 17. It was a kind of a tough situation early on. There was a bang-bang play at third, and the umpire at third was out of position. They huddled up, and he was called out. His little dribbler back to Frederick, spins, throws a fastball to first. That was a 90-mile-an-hour fastball to first, 2 out.
Man, I'll tell you, if you're the first baseman there, Derek Odom is that first baseman. You wonder if he was ready for that that ball to come in there with some smoke like that.
I mean, that was probably 92 to first. Damani Thomas stands in. Reached on an error his last time up. Quickly 2 away. And speaking of oddities, striking out 17 was an oddity. And then we talked about that play at third in that game earlier this season. It was a double stretched into a triple, a bang-bang play, and there wasn't an umpire at third to make the call. So there was no call. The umpires huddled up, and they called them out. And, man, you talk about a wild scene. That was a wild game.
You're opening up wounds for anybody from Xavier who's watching. You're opening up wounds, Charles.
Well, I'm not trying to, but, I think, you just call it as you see it. It was just wild. And it was pretty intense. It was an intense game. You can, the intensity, didn't expect that for sure. Didn't expect 17 strikeouts. Didn't expect that bang-bang play at third with no umpire there to make the call. And then just the tension.
Hey, and those two teams gave us 3 great games over the course of that 3 or 4 day tournament. That was game. I mean, each game had its own unique storyline or big innings. And there he is, caught him looking, and so Frederick gets 2 strikeouts. Looked like he came in and didn't do any work. He probably threw it. I don't even know if he threw 10 pitches this entire inning. Great job by Frederick. 3 up, 3 down the easy way. He gets 2 strikeouts. And we'll head to the bottom of the 6th. Our score is still 3-0. Team Jennings leading.
And we'll take a break. When we come back, for Team Jennings, 2, 3, and 4 due up. Garcia, Jamison, and Gardner. We'll get to it after this. Timeout on the Black College Sports Network.
It's never too early to plant the seed, to share the tradition, and instill a sense of pride in your HBCU with your little ones. HBCU Pride and Joy Children's Boutique helps you share your school spirit with a wide selection of adorable kids' apparel and accessories officially licensed from your favorite HBCU. Visit hbcupridejoy.com and follow us on all social media at HBCU Pride Joy on Facebook and Twitter.
This is the Dean of the College of HBCU Sports, Kenyatta Cavill of Dr. Cavill's Inside the HBCU Sports Lab with Mike Washington and Charles Bishop. Come mix it up in the lab where the course lecture is in session every Tuesday from 6 o'clock p.m. Central Standard Time on Facebook Live, YouTube Spreaker, or the BCSN app, as we discuss all things about the HBCU sports culture, including exploring the week that was in the sporting HBCU diaspora, as well as the upcoming week of HBCU sports. With me, the Dean, the College of HBCU Sports, on Dr. Cavill's Inside the HBCU Sports Lab with Mike Washington and Charles Bishop. Course lecture dismissed.
It was a monumental game for A&M and Tampa. It was a monumental game. Somebody had to lose, and thank God it was them this time.
We knew it was going to be a battle. Look at Jake Avis' record. 202 and 36, I think. Some off-the-wall figures.
And nobody would play him because they didn't want to take a chance of getting beat. But the truth of it is,
over 46,000 tickets. Blacks were sitting in the east stands.
Yep. New pitcher for Team Weeks, Jalen Daniels, Tuskegee, 6'1", 210-pound right-hander on the mound. We've seen a pitcher in every inning in this game for both sides, so that game plan has stayed consistent.
Yeah, if nothing else, we did get that prediction correct. Daniels.
There's a 2-hopper to first. Took a funny hop. Covered at first.
He took a minute to get there to first. He almost played with that one a little bit too much.
First baseman number 44.
Garcia 1 for 3, and Trenton Jamison 0 for 2, struck out and grounded to short. My prediction here, at some point in time, if your Team Weeks, there's going to be a conversation in the dugout. Look, guys, it's just 3-0. We only have 1 hit. Let's get something going here.
Well, you look, and tell me if my thought or strategy is flawed here, but I would tend to think here, if your Team Weeks, you might tell guys, look for something on the first pitch. You know, most pitchers coming in are looking to get off, especially first time into the game. You're looking to get a good start. So you're most likely to do throw a strike. Even the second pitch. So I would maybe be telling guys, hey, look for the opportunity to jump on something early. Let's see if we can manufacture something. Maybe somebody puts down a bunt. Do something that's going to get us some opportunities to score some runs. Whoa,
and the bat goes flying, slipped out of his hands. He's done anyway.
Well, yeah, strikeout and a
lost bat.
A
lost bat and a lost at bat.
Here's Zach Elias.
2 away, and Zach Elias at the plate.
Correction is number 17, Jamoy Percival.
Percival.
So if correct, that should be Percival in for Gardner.
Correct. And Gardner was 0 for 2 when he was in there. He fouled out to first and struck out. Percival from Grambling State University.
Percival was a first-team All-SWAC outfielder.
You talk about a Grambling team, Coach James Cooper always does a good job there and having his team competitive. I was talking with him at the tournament. He says, we just trying to fight for dear old Grambling. That was one of his phrases. And did a really good job speaking to the players last night, just in terms of how he's come up the ranks.
Mm-hmm.
Very humble.
Speaking of Grambling, they have the second largest contingent of players here. They have 5 players here. Of course, Alabama State with 6 players here.
And it's called third strike. Percival caught looking, and the side is retired. And that'll do it for the 6th. Just 3-1 our score. And Team Weeks still in it. Can they get over the hump? And Furful will bring us home with the top of the 7th inning. Our score, 3-0. Team Jennings over Team Weeks, top of the 7th. Coming up with the top of the lineup coming up for Team Weeks. We'll get to that after this timeout on the Black College Sports Network.
It was a monumental game for A&M and Tampa. It was a monumental game. Somebody had to lose, and thank God it was them this time.
We knew it was going to be a battle. Look at Jake Athers' record. 202 and 36, I think. Some off-the-wall figures.
And nobody would play him because they didn't want to take a chance of getting beat. But the truth of it is,
over 46,000 tickets. Blacks were sitting in the east stands. Whites were sitting in the west stands. And the score wound up 34-28.
The only thing we proved that we wasn't inferior, that we were not inferior, and we were not afraid.
For one night, for 160 minutes, we was better than them.
Shop Velvet Online Women's Boutique to spice up your closet with trendy, unique looks. We have fashionable and chic looks at very affordable prices. Velvet Boutique offers free shipping all year long on all orders. Shop online at www.melvetboutique.com. That's www.melvetboutique.com. Like us on Facebook and follow us on Instagram. Shop Velvet Online Women's Boutique.
I'm attorney Clinton Paris, and Tampa's my community. I grew up here, went to school here, and my wife and I make our home here. What makes Tampa special are its people. So when I represent someone injured in my community, it's personal. Call my office and speak to a real lawyer and not some referral service. I will fight the insurance companies to get the settlement that you deserve. At the law office of Clinton Paris, we take the pain out of being hurt.
This is
Ryan Fulford. AD Drew and I are
back. Welcome back to the HBCU All-Star Game, heading into the top of the 7th. Team Jennings with a 3-0 lead, scored 3 runs in the bottom half of the second. And the pitchers for Team Jennings have done a great job. They've only allowed, by my count, Charles, 1 hit and walked 1 batter. And that's it. So, everything else has been, strikeouts. They've dominated this contest. And now we have pitching Cameron Bohannon.
And you talk about the 1 hit that they got was back in the 2nd inning.
Yeah, let me clean that up for a second. I'm sorry. Jerome Bohannon the second. I'm sorry. I don't know where I had Cameron on my mind for. Sorry about that. That's what they said. Okay, well, no, it's Jerome Bohannon the second. That's where I heard it. PA announcer. Sorry. Jerome from Aurora, Colorado. Already ahead. 0-2. There's a first ball.
And so you talked about the limited opportunities, just 1 hit, and that was in the 2nd inning. So, and you talk about, I think there was an error, so you only had 2 base runners since the 2nd inning. It was a strikeout there. So, not many opportunities for Team Weeks. So now DeAnthony Murrow at the plate for Team Weeks.
Yeah, that was here's where we get to that point, Charles, where the substitutions almost overwhelm you a little bit. So
yeah, Murrow from Tougaloo College out of Jackson, Mississippi.
One thing I've noticed by Bohannon coming in, he's working very quickly out of the stretch there. Not wasting any time once he gets the pitch that he wants to throw.
And as a hitter, when you see a pitcher working quickly, it's up to you whether or not you want to step out, whether the umpire gives you time to step out. I mean, that's, you just don't step out because the pitcher's working quickly. You got to ask for time and you're given time. I've seen that quite a bit.
3 balls and 1 strike. Bohannon to the plate. Called strike 2. And caught him looking.
Now batting from Florida A&M, number 11, Lawrence Bryant.
DeAnthony Morrow on that last strikeout.
Now Lawrence Bryant at the plate. Grounded to short and then tried to stretch a single into a double. Was thrown out at second.
Yeah, surprisingly, he's getting a 3rd at-bat here.
Yeah, we thought that going in, we're just kind of plotting the game with both coaches and just trying to figure out, you're playing everybody, so limited at bats.
1 ball and 1 strike. I don't know, next to Frederick, Bohannon, this might be the fastest we've seen anybody work in this game. Another swinging bat.
How often do you see that in a baseball game? Twice, the bat slips out of a hitter's hands, goes flying.
Might want to put a little rosin, do a little something, and a little condensation there. Bohannon already into a 1-2 count with 2 outs. This potentially, I don't want to jinx it, but I am possibly. looking to strike out the side in order is Bohannon. The 1-2 pitch. Skips in the dirt. Ball 2.
How often as announcers we say, boy, it's a quick ball game, and then it drags on? And how often do we say
I haven't said that yet. Thankfully, I haven't said that.
We usually talk up things, and it happens just the opposite of the way that we talk it up.
Deuce is wild. Pitch. Called. Strike 3, and there it is. Our first 1-2-3 inning retired on all strikeouts. Jerome Bohannon. Beautiful work there. 3 up, 3 down, 3 strikes out. Get some love, and you got to appreciate the work by Mr. Bohannon from Southern University. We're going to the bottom half of the 7th. It's the 7th inning stretch. Let's get up and stretch. We're going to take a break. You're watching the HBCU All-Star Game on the Black College Sports Network.
This is Brian Fulford. AD Drew and I are co-hosts of the BCSN Sports Wrap. We talk about all things related to HBCU athletics. From the games, teams, coaches, and fan interest stories, we cover it all. You can find our shows on Facebook at BCSN Sports Wrap, YouTube at MyJBN Online, and everywhere you listen to podcasts like Anchor, Spotify, Google, and Apple Podcasts. You can also find the show on the Jericho Broadcast Network's app. Make sure to download. We look forward to you joining the conversation and being a part of the show.
Sugar Chateau Desserts is a specialty bakery located in the Charlotte, North Carolina metro area. We will create delicious and one-of-a-kind treats for any occasion. Sugar Chateau is currently shipping cakes in a jar, offering a variety of different flavors in a single-serve container that can help you celebrate in accordance with social distancing. Place your orders today by calling 803-526-7895 or visiting sugarchateaudesserts.com.
At Hampton Law, our primary goal is to provide non-traditional yet effective solutions and redefine the approach to client legal concerns. As your trusted legal advisor, we believe in sophisticated, personalized services that eliminate the confusion and complexity sometimes associated with legal matters. Our high standard for client care and concern, coupled with our extensive legal knowledge and skills, make Hampton Law a resource focused on the protection of the client's interest and overall goals. We value our clients and truly enjoy working with them. Visit thamptonlaw.com to conveniently schedule an appointment online. Tamika Hampton Esquire, 1631 Rock Springs Road, Suite 336, Apopka, Florida, 407-494-1471. thamptonlaw.com.
Right into the bottom of the 7th inning. A new pitcher on the mound, Xavion Caldwell from Miles College. Not far from where we are. Anybody dare to guess the mileage on that?
15 miles.
Okay. I didn't do a Google map search, so I'm asking for a, from a place of curiosity. Oh, come on, wait. Let's go.
Oh, right on top of us.
Right on top of us. We almost had that.
I said no, and I was wrong. I said it wasn't going to happen. I was wrong.
1-2 pitch.
But you talk about a program here in this city, Miles College, I mean, competitive in every sport. You know, baseball, basketball, tough to win over there. Just a good, solid program at Miles College. And, of course, the loudest cheer of the night.
Yeah, it's got some family and friends here. Full count. And shows a little patience there, and that is
center fielder number 10, Josh Lewis.
So Josh Lewis comes to the plate. We'll try to believe that might have been Cameron Hearn on first base. And they just picked him off. Caught him standing off the plate. Wow. Unbelievable.
Fell asleep at first.
Fell asleep. The minute, you know what, I was watching it. Man, that's tough. A little embarrassing in an all-star game. You get picked off like that.
Yeah, just stay on the bag. You got the leadoff man on.
Credit to Caldwell, though, for picking that up.
C.S. Elliott at the plate. Elliott from Rust College in Holly Springs, Mississippi. Count is 2-0. You talk about like those schools, Tougaloo, Rust College, Miles College. A lot of hidden gems in those places.
Mm-hmm.
It's a lot of speed.
2 balls and 1 strike by Caldwell. Went down chasing after that, Elliott did. Silas Elliott from Rust College. Low and away. Full count.
Again, the 3 runs by Team Jennings all in the second inning. It was 2 walks to start the inning, then a double by Higgins, and then a 2-run double.
Right over the pitcher's head. Second baseman comes in, makes the throw to first. Runner is out. Check that. That was the shortstop, de Guzman.
Third baseman, number 13.
And he gets that over to Ponce.
Jeremiah Hill at the plate for Team Jennings. Well, actually, that's Derek Odom, number 13.
From Morehouse.
From Morehouse.
Right off the pitcher's glove to the second baseman, to first, and I don't know. Will we give that a 1-4-3, or maybe we'll give that a 1-4-3, and in one pitch.
No runs scored on 1 hit, no errors were committed. They strand 1.
3 up, 3 down. We move into the top of the 8th inning. You're watching the HBCU All-Star Game on the Black College Sports Network.
Let's face it, shopping for insurance can be time-consuming. That's why when it comes to your auto, home, and life insurance needs, make things simple and trust the experts at Allstate. They will help you get the coverage that fits your needs while helping you bundle your life, home, and auto policies. Bundling saves you money, sure, but it also saves you time, so you can enjoy the things that matter most even more. Contact me, Tammy Haynes, your local agent, for a free personalized insurance quote. Allstate, are you in good hands?
Q Time is a classic Atlanta soul food restaurant located in the historic West End. Q Time Soul Food is a family business started by Fred and Christine Crenshaw. Come on in, relax, and sink your chops into our tantalizing, mouth-watering, distinctive soul food with a twist, the Q Time way. 1120 Ralph David Abernathy Boulevard, or call your order in at 404-758-2881. Do you miss your mama's cooking? Then come on down to Q Time, an Urban Passport member.
Follow the Black College Sports Network and all of our shows on YouTube. You can find us at MyJBN Online and on all social media at MyBCSN1.
The Cuvée Group is a Florida-based marketing and training consulting firm. We help businesses communicate to their target audience and engage them in conversation. We also help to expand their audiences, which will ultimately result in growth for those organizations. In addition to being a certified constant contact specialist, my colleagues and I are also certified in John Maxwell Leadership Principles. We use these proven principles to conduct workshops, training, and private coaching sessions for individuals and companies looking to take things to the next level. Contact us to schedule a free consultation. Issues today, don't delay, call Cuvée.
We are headed to the 8th inning here. the HBCU All-Star Game at Hoover Met in Hoover, Alabama. Brian Fulford with Charles Edmond. And new pitcher on the bump for Team Jennings with a 3-0 lead. It's Lorenzo Peterson. Got a nice round of applause from some family and friends in attendance from Vallejo, California. Also a member of Clark Atlanta University Panthers baseball team. On the season, had an 8-strikeout performance against Benedict. So kind of interesting. His season high 8 strikeouts came against Benedict. And here he is about to face Benedict's Anthony Johnson.
And for Team Weeks, I think it's getting now or never. I mean, it's a 3-0 game. Again, just one hit, a couple of base runners. The only single by Team Weeks was in the second inning with 1 out. That's the last hit that they've had. But it's still a game, though. It's just 3-0.
While we've got a small college matchup here, pitcher versus hitter, and that bounces off the plate, and that'll be a one low there. Not always so easy, but he did manage to get Johnson out there. 1-3.
That's a 90-mile-an-hour fastball at first.
Yeah.
I wonder why pitchers do that. I mean, you don't have to throw it that hard. Just a leisurely toss, like playing pitch and catch.
Oscar Ponce, one of the only batters for Team Weeks to get a hit. Matter of fact, he is the only batter to get a hit. Got a double in the first inning, struck out in his last at bat. But as we were mentioning, that small school, want to give recognition. That was a big cut by Ponce. The small school poll and the large school polls, courtesy of blackcollegenines.com, from 1 to 10, well represented here. Of course, the national champ, Bluefield State, with their win in the Black College World Series over number 2 Xavier. West Virginia State finished the year number 3. I believe they won their conference, even made an appearance in the NCAA Division II tournament. Finished at number 3. Savannah State from the SIAC finished 4. Albany State finished 5. Miles finished 6th. Benedict 7th. Kentucky State 8. Russ College 9. And Florida Memorial 10th. And so a nice contingent of SIAC schools there from 4 to 8. And I don't believe the SIAC had a tournament, Charles. So
yeah.
Those teams did that independent, all trying to get to the Division II playoffs. And Ponce strikes out for the second time.
And again, it just shows you the level of talent. I mean, a lot of those schools, players from those schools are here on this field.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it's a testament to the talent.
So now Keelan Fox
from Florida A&M
comes to the plate here. I'll be honest, Charles. I'm not sure. I know Fox came to the plate earlier, but I think I may have had him substituted in another spot, so I personally messed that up. But the one. I checked that is the 0-1 pitch. Goes ball outside. 1 ball, 1 strike. I want to also mention the large school poll by blackcollegenines.com. Jackson State declared the HBCU large school division national champions, finishing one of the only Division I programs with single-digit losses.
Yep.
They finished the year 34-9. Unfortunately, the SWAC is a one-bid league and didn't get an opportunity to advance to the playoffs.
I think there's, if I'm not mistaken, I think there's only 3 teams in the country that had that had single-digit losses. So Jackson State in rare company there.
Called strike 3. And real quick work. I tell you, if nothing else, we have seen a great pitching performance on both sides today, folks. So I want to remind you, go to blackcollege9s.com. Shout out to the HBCU baseball guru, Mike Coker himself. Go check those guys out. Lots of coverage of HBCU baseball, 365 days throughout the year. We'll be back for the bottom of the 8th inning right after this. You're watching the HBCU All-Star Game on the Black College Sports Network.
Have you had your Earth Blend coffee today? At Earth Blend Coffee, we take pride in offering you the very best of beans across the world, blended and roasted to perfection, giving you superior quality and satisfying and flavorful taste. Experience the world in one cup with Earth Blend Coffee.
Since 2002, Empowerment Resources, Inc., a nonprofit organization, has empowered more than 1,500 youth and adults in Duval and surrounding counties through its programs Journey into Womanhood, Girls Mentoring, Life Skills for Teens, and Parenting Education Coaching. To get involved with programs, volunteer, or donate, visit www.empowermentresourcesinc.org. Follow us on social media, facebook.com/empowerment.resources and instagram.com/empowermentJAX.
It's never too early to plant the seed, to share the tradition, and instill a sense of pride in your HBCU with your little ones. HBCU Pride and Joy Children's Boutique helps you share your school spirit with a wide selection of adorable kids apparel and accessories officially licensed from your favorite HBCU. Visit hbcupridejoy.com and follow us on all social media at HBCU Pride Joy on Facebook and Twitter.
This is the Dean of the College of HBCU Sports, Kenyatta Cavill of Dr. Cavill's Inside the HBCU Sports Lab with Mike Washington and Charles Bishop. Come mix it up in the lab where the course lecture is in session every Tuesday from 6 o'clock p.m. Central Standard Time on Facebook Live, YouTube Spreaker, or the BCSN app, as we discuss all things about the HBCU sports culture, including exploring the week that was in the sporting HBCU diaspora, as well as the upcoming week of HBCU sports. With me, the Dean, the College of HBCU Sports, on Dr. Cavill's Inside the HBCU Sports Lab with Mike Washington and Charles Bishop. Course lecture dismissed.
Coming to the plate for Team Jennings with a 3-0 lead. This is the bottom of the 8th, so this very well could be the last at-bat for Team Jennings. Cameron Phelps, outfielder for Grambling University. And on the bump for Team Weeks, Joshua Lewis, who was playing center field earlier. Now he will double up and serve as the pitcher of record for the 8th inning for Team Weeks. First 2 pitches outside, ball 1 and 2.
This game has featured just 4 total hits. I mean, we talked about Team Weeks only 1 hit, but you look at Team Jennings, only 3 hits.
Still can't believe how close we got to a foul ball, as that one went a few booths to our left. 2 balls, 1 strike. Cameron Phelps from Layton, Utah. Grad student this past year at Grambling State. Had a season-high 4 hits back on May 21st against Jackson State. Hit 2 home runs in a game against Southern in March. And he will walk it to first We haven't seen a walk in a while, Charles. I don't even know what to make of.
I can tell you when the last walk.
It's been a long time. Long time since we've seen a runner on base.
Well, I mean, 3 hits and all for Team Jennings, and that all came in that second inning, first and second inning.
And Phelps wasted no time stealing, goes right to second on the first pitch. I mean, I don't even think Lewis had got settled before Phelps was gone, so stolen base. And Team Jennings looking to put this one in the bag by engineering some movement on the base pads. 1 ball, no strikes, pitch to the plate.
Mm-hmm.
Big cut there by Zach Elias. Excuse me. Go ahead, Charles.
One thing we can say is we've seen some outstanding pitching here in this All-Star game. Runner going here.
Going down to third. They're going to have him that time. Caught.
Oh.
Got a little too greedy that time as he is picked off. Good old 2-5. Caught stealing.
Yeah, I think greed is the right word. It looked easy going to second, but not so easy that time.
So bases are empty. 1 ball, 2 strikes to the plate. Caught him looking, and just like that, Lewis went from a runner on second in scoring position to 2 outs.
And bases empty.
Bases empty. What do you know?
Well, I mean, that could be some
momentum, maybe a spark for Team Weeks as we go into the 9th inning.
I mean, a team runs themselves out of the inning, you don't score, and the inning's going to get ready to be over with here.
Yeah, real quick. I see 4-3 out, and Lewis gets out of it. Quick work. And we go to the bottom of the 9th inning. Last opportunity coming up for Team Weeks. Scores 3-0 going into the top of the 9th inning. You're watching the HBCU All-Star Game on the Black College Sports Network.
It was a monumental game for A&M and Tampa. It was a monumental game. Somebody had to lose, and thank God it was them this time.
We knew it was going to be a battle. Look at Jake Aver's record. 202 and 36, I think. Some off-the-wall figures.
And nobody would play him because they didn't want to take a chance of getting beat. But the truth of it is,
over 46,000 tickets. Blacks were sitting in the east stands. Whites were sitting in the west stands. And the score wound up 34-28.
The only thing we proved that we wasn't inferior, that we were not inferior, and we were not afraid.
For one night, for 160 minutes, we was better than them.
Shop Velvet Online Women's Boutique to spice up your closet with trendy, unique looks. We have fashionable and chic looks at very affordable prices. Velvet Boutique offers free shipping all year long on all orders. Shop online at www.melvetboutique.com. That's www.melvetboutique.com. Like us on Facebook and follow us on Instagram. Shop Velvet Online Women's Boutique.
I'm attorney Clinton Paris, and Tampa's my community. I grew up here, went to school here, and my wife and I make our home here. What makes Tampa special are its people. So when I represent someone injured in my community, it's personal. Call my office and speak to a real lawyer and not some referral service. I will fight the insurance companies to get the settlement that you deserve. At the law office of Clinton Paris, we take the pain out of being hurt.
This is Brian Fulford. AD Drew and I are co-hosts of the BCSN Sports Wrap. We talk about all things related to HBCU athletics. From the games, teams, coaches, and fan interest stories, we cover it all. You can find our shows on Facebook at BCSN Sports Wrap, YouTube at MyJBN Online, and everywhere you listen to podcasts like Anchor, Spotify, Google, and Apple Podcasts. You can also find the show on the Jericho Broadcast Network's app. Make sure to download. We look forward to you joining the conversation and being a part of the show.
Sugar Chateau Desserts is a specialty bakery located in the Charlotte, North Carolina metro area. We will create delicious and one-of-a-kind treats for any occasion. Sugar Chateau is currently shipping cakes in a jar, offering a variety of different flavors in a single-serve container that can help you celebrate in accordance with social distancing.
Coming to the top of the ninth inning here from Hoover Met here in Hoover, Alabama, the HBCU All-Star Game. Brian Fulford and Charles Edmond. 3 outs away is Team Jennings from putting this one away. And at the plate, Charles, an Alkanite.
Kyle Jenkins. It's been with this program, been sturdy behind the plate, dangerous with a bat in his hand.
And pitching to Jenkins, Tyler Locks from Prairie View A&M. Locks, the right-hander. Good size, 6'5", from Chicago, Illinois. Locks had a 6-strikeout season-high performance against Southern back on April 19th. Pitched 7 innings. That was the most he pitched during the year against Grambling. So, credited with 4 wins and 4 losses during the course of the year. That one's a bit high. So, Charles, as we start thinking about most valuable players, or most, I mean, we had, in a game like this where you really only had one offensive game, it's really been a pitching-dominated all-star game. So how would you assess, or who would you look at as an MVP candidate there as Jenkins gets to first base on a walk?
Well, we talked about it during the break. I think Bohannon did a nice job on the mound. But then just a 3-run game, you look at the RBI double by Reese that scored 2 to make it 3-0. I mean, can you have co-MVPs? You got Reese with the bat, and then you got Bohannon on the mound. But this was not over with yet, though, because the leadoff man is on for Team Weeks.
Any called strike one there. Any special consideration for Casey Higgins, who actually his double was the first double of the game that actually brought in a run. I mean, while we're talking about doubles, I think Higgins should get a little consideration there along with Reese.
Well, I think if Team Jennings, if Team Weeks gets a run, I think that RBI double that scored 2 would be the difference. So let's kind of let this inning play out and see what happens.
The 0-2 pitch.
But I talked about it early on. I kind of expect Team Weeks to make a push here. They got the leadoff man on. I think for the first time in the game that has happened.
Right, it is.
So Jenkins, he's not going anywhere at first, down 3 runs. And let's see if Team Weeks can piece it together.
Chandler Dillard, a nice hit, but it's resting right up under that's the center fielder as Chandler Dillard put a little on that one, but
number 17, DJ Franklin.
DJ Franklin comes to the plate for Team Weeks.
DJ Franklin from Savannah State, 5'10", 180. 1-on, 1-out again. The potential tying run is in the on-deck circle. If they get another run on, again, just 1 hit for Team Weeks in this game, and that occurred in the 2nd inning with Ponce at the plate.
You're more familiar with Jenkins than I. Jenkins, is he a threat to steal?
No,
I mean,
no,
okay.
He's not going anywhere. No.
Well, okay.
No, you can I mean, he's not a stolen base threat, and in a situation like this, you're down 3-0. Why would you even try it? But to answer your question, is he a threat to steal in a normal situation? No, he's not.
Would you, in a normal situation, would you put in a pinch runner possibly?
Probably so. Yes.
Okay.
I mean, that run doesn't. If he represented the tying run, then yeah, you probably would pinch run for him.
And so now, Locks worked himself into a 3-0 situation here, where potentially the tying run is on deck. Only one out here in the top of the ninth. Double play could end it. 3-0 pitch, takes that one, called strike. DJ Franklin, Savannah State outfielder, known by his birth name, Dwayne, from Douglasville, Georgia. 3-1. Runners going.
Oh.
Take that, Charles Edmonds. Take that. Runners going.
Well, maybe he heard me.
Well, it's a walk, so.
I think Kyle Jenkins knew it, too.
Yeah. So more of a walk, which advances the runner to second.
All right, the potential tying run coming to the plate here, Ryan Fulford.
Jeremiah Hill comes to the plate. Jackson State. Tying run is at the plate now. But one fouled off right. Comes back into play for a young fan.
Well, I kind of felt that Team Weeks had maybe one more puncher's chance in them. And even though they've been helped.
We might have to cross out. We might have to tear up our MVP ballots that we've already pre-filled out here, Charles.
Yeah.
Especially if Mr. Hill does what he can. That ball's high. 1 ball, 1 strike. Situational baseball, great opportunity here. Any scouts that are in watching this game, it's an opportunity here to see what'll happen.
And this pitcher is struggling.
Yeah.
And you have to have patience at the plate since he's struggling. He's walked a couple.
Make him beat you with a great pitch at this point.
Absolutely.
2 balls, 1 strike. Tyler Locks on the mound. Runners on first and second. And Hill takes that one. Now it's a 3-1 count. Things are getting interesting and juicy on the tying run is at the plate. Go ahead run on deck. The 2-1. Check that. That was the 3-1. Scoreboard had me fooled, and now the bases are loaded. What do you know, Charles? What do you know about this crazy game of baseball, man? Oh, we've got a mound visit. What do you know? We got some coaching going on here.
Absolutely. Absolutely. This one not over with yet. Hey. I said that Team Weeks would have another, one good shot, and here it is. You got 3 walks. The bases are loaded with 1 out.
So.
And Cameron Buford at the plate from Grambling, and here's a guy that can, with 1 swing of the bat, can change everything.
Want to give a shout out to a good friend, the BCSN, Mr. William McCormick, Florida Memorial trustee, former ball player there at FMU. Thank you. Thank you to everyone that's watching and enjoying. 26 HBCU programs from 5 conferences represented here. We thank you for watching. Make sure to go to minoritybaseball.com. Minority Baseball Prospects, organization that helped put this together. Shout out to Coach Alex White.
And Larry and
Worldwide Games event. Excuse me, Charles.
Larry and Jackie are camera folks. Larry and Jamie from North Carolina A&T graduates. You want to repeat that?
You got his name wrong. That's enough for me. That's enough for me. Shout out to Larry and Jamie. Nah, good guys. We appreciate them for coming out and being a part of this crew. Shout out to our super producer, Mr. Roy Evans.
He was here, what, at 10 a.m.?
Hey, well, that's why we get these great angles and everything, because he was here early. Ooh, foul ball.
Well, check swing. Counts 2-1. This may be the biggest pitch of the game right here. I mean, you know, you lay off a pitch. This pitcher's struggling with his control. Could be 3-1, and then you're a pitch away from getting on the board. Big pitch right here.
2 balls, 1 strike. The pitch fouled off again. Two balls, 2 strikes.
If you fit at the plate.
Bases loaded. And that one's away.
Well, 1 pitch away from Team Weeks getting on the board here with the bases loaded.
Runners are going to be going. Down and away, and he walks in the first run.
That's 3-1. Well, go figure.
Now batting number 19, D'Anthony Morrow.
D'Anthony Morrow
from Tougaloo College, 5'9", 190. Bases remain loaded, 1 out. A base hit could tie this game, 3-1.
Tying run is on second. Foul ball.
Tell you what, a lot of these folks have stuck around, haven't they?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, you know, it was 3-0, and Team Weeks had nothing going, and all of a sudden, 4 walks, and a run is in.
D'Anthony Morrow facing an 0-2 count. Big pitch here for Locks. The 0-2 to the plate. That one is high, ball 1. Still only 1 out.
And the bullpen is busy for Team Jennings. This may be the last batter he faces.
If he puts somebody on, it very well might be. The 1-2 fouled off.
Well, he took something off that pitch just to get it across.
Morrow from Tougaloo College. Tougaloo Bulldogs get an opportunity here. 1-2 pitch.
You didn't like that call either.
No, that one's outside. Questioned it a little bit, but called strike 3.
Now batting number 6, Keelan Fox.
Keelan Fox stands in with the bases loaded, 2 out. Well, the best opportunity for Team Weeks came with 4 walks and a run in, but they still have an opportunity here to tie the game with a base hit.
Ball 1 to Fox. Down low, 2 balls, no strike.
Well, the pitcher was helped on a check swing, and the pitch that may have looked a little outside got the benefit of it, and now he's falling behind the next hitter.
One out away. Delivered to the plate. Foul. Moves to 2 balls, 1 strike with 2 outs. Tying run is sitting on second base. Go-ahead run at first. Tyler Locks with an opportunity to put this game away if he can get 1 strike, or 1 out, rather. 2 balls, 1 strike. Pitch to the plate. Low, and now it is 3-1.
4 walks. Go figure. They still only have 1 hit.
And this game of baseball, tell you what, you see some crazy things if you keep watching long enough. 3 balls, 1 strike. I'm sure Fox will sit on this one. No, he decides to rip that towards the second baseman. Second baseman, clear line of sight, and 4-3 is how this game will come to an end. So, final score, Team Jennings 3, Team Weeks 1. I'm not really sure. Or maybe we're going to play a full 9. It is an all-star game. Well, you probably got some, gives an opportunity to exhibition, get everybody play a full 9 innings regardless of the bottom of the score. Let's take a short break. We'll come back in just a moment right here on the Black College Sports Network.
Place your orders today by calling 803-526-7895 or visiting sugarchateaudesserts.com.
At Hampton Law, our primary goal is to provide non-traditional yet effective solutions and redefine the approach to client legal concerns. As your trusted legal advisor, we believe in sophisticated, personalized services that eliminate the confusion and complexity sometimes associated with legal matters. Our high standard for client care and concern, coupled with our extensive legal knowledge and skills, make Hampton Law a resource focused on the protection of the client's interest and overall goals. We value our clients and truly enjoy working with them. Visit thamptonlaw.com to conveniently schedule an appointment online. Tamika Hampton Esquire, 1631 Rock Springs Road, Suite 336, Apopka, Florida, 407-494-1471. thamptonlaw.com.
Let's face it, shopping for insurance can be time-consuming. That's why when it comes to your auto, home, and life insurance needs, make things simple and trust the experts at Allstate. They will help you get the coverage that fits your needs while helping you bundle your life, home, and auto policies. Bundling saves you money.
Back to live action here. Bottom of the 9th. We're going a full 9, folks. So, sorry, it's already predetermined that regardless of the score, each team would get 9 at-bats or 9 innings up and down pitching. And like I said, this is an exhibition opportunity to showcase these young men. And so on the mound, Cameron Hearn from Alabama State. And at the plate, Charles Ford. Looks like that is number 6. For Team Jennings.
Yeah, Xavier Jefferson.
Okay, come on.
Oh, what a nice catch. Off the carom.
I couldn't do anything but hold my hand up, and it fell, 10 feet below? It hit 10 feet below my hand, Charles. I'm not going to lie. My hand would be sore for probably a week had I actually caught that ball.
If not longer.
Yes. I just didn't want it to hit my face. That's all. And swinging strike. As Hearn Gets that first strikeout. And coming to the plate now, number 28.
Cameron Phelps. Well, we talk about MVPs. Well, it was this 3-1 right now. And so if you go back and look at the scoring, that 2-run double by Reese in the second inning is the difference. And then you've got what I would say a pitcher and a hitter, co-MVPs.
I agree. So hitter, who's your MVP? Your hitter of the day.
My hitter of the day. I mean, right now it's, if this score stays as is, I'm going to go with the guy that made the difference in the game, which is the RBI double. Kelvin Reese will be my hitter of the game.
I'll second you on that, Kelvin Reese. And there's a fly ball into center field, 2 away. Pitcher. Now we've seen a lot of good pitching performances. What about your pitcher of the game?
I would say it was 3 strikeouts, struck out the side.
Faced 3 batters, struck out 3 batters back in the 7th inning. Jerome Bohannon. Yeah, he was one of Jose Fernandez also threw 3 strikeouts, but he also gave up a hit and a walk in that inning. But I just think for Bohannon to come in, throw 3 strikes, strike out 3 batters that he faced. There were a couple of guys who flirted with 2.
Blair Frederick of Xavier.
Lorenzo Peterson, both struck out 2 of their 3. And then also you had a couple guys for Team Weeks. Charles Jackson, Galatas, Jalen Daniels. So, I think we're in agreement.
I mean, I just didn't expect this to be a low-scoring game. I did expect a little more offense. You know, you got some pretty good hitters out here for these 2 teams.
There's a shot towards the shortstop. He bobbled a little bit, picks it up, scoops it over to first. Great way to end this contest with a great play by the shortstop.
We're going to do a little extra here as we move to the top half of 10. It's the inaugural HBCU All-Star Game.
So he's serious.
Let's take a short break. We've got more baseball, folks, what everybody wants this time of year. You're watching the HBCU All-Star Game on the Black College Sports Network.
But it also saves you time, so you can enjoy the things that matter most even more. Contact me, Tammy Haynes, your local agent, for a free personalized insurance quote. Allstate, are you in good hands?
Q Time is a classic Atlanta soul food restaurant located in the historic West End. Q Time Soul Food is a family business started by Fred and Christine Crenshaw. Come on in, relax, and sink your chops into our tantalizing, mouth-watering, distinctive soul food with a twist, the Q Time way. 1120 Ralph David Abernathy Boulevard, or call your order in at 404-758-2881. Do you miss your mama's cooking? Then come on down to Q Time, an Urban Passport member.
Follow the Black College Sports Network and all of our shows on YouTube. You can find us at MyJBN Online and on all social media at MyBCSN1.
The Cuvée Group is a Florida-based marketing and training consulting firm. We help businesses communicate to their target audience and engage them in conversation. We also help to expand their audiences, which will ultimately result in growth for those organizations. In addition to being a certified constant contact specialist, my colleagues and I are also certified in John Maxwell Leadership Principles. We use these proven principles to conduct workshops, training, and private coaching sessions for individuals and companies looking to take things to the next level. contact us to schedule a free consultation. Issues today, don't delay, call Cuvée.
Have you had your...
Welcome back to the HBCU All-Star Game. We've got extra innings, folks. Yes, we know the score is 3-1. Yes, we know that in the traditional format of baseball games, Team Jennings would get the win. But, hey, we had batting lineups, Charles, that had 10 batters, not 9. So it kind of makes sense that we go 10 innings instead of 9 innings, right?
Well, this for Team Weeks is it. I mean, they have opportunity. Still only 1 hit through 9 innings.
Yeah, and let's clarify. Let's make sure we understand. Everyone understands. Hey, this is a potential scouting opportunity for some guys. It's an opportunity to get some exposure. So I think in the interest of making sure everybody gets a half a game from the positional players, I would imagine that that's what's happening. So Breon Pooler is the pitcher on the mound. The Alabama State Hornet from Huntsville, Alabama, will come in to do his job, which is to close this game out.
And Pooler is a guy that can blow you away in terms of his fastball. He can tie you up for sure.
Pitched a season-high 7.1 innings this year against Southern back on May 19th. Had a season-high 12 strikeouts against Grambling State back on April 16th. There's a shot towards right field. Running to his left and making that out. That was Anthony Johnson. 1 pitch, 1 out. Credit to the right fielder. I don't know.
And that ball was slicing away from him, too. That was a pretty good play.
It was, yeah, definitely a good play. He had to leave that position in right and head towards that line.
Like a dying duck slicing away.
Yeah, I thought that might drop there.
I mean, how often do you see this? You know, you're in the 10th inning. There's still a game, and you only got 1 hit. I mean, that's baseball, right?
Good pitching performance. Good pitchers.
And for Team Weeks, you just need a base runner. That's all you need to bring the tying run to the plate. And that's, you just want an opportunity. You get a base, get a base runner on. You got that opportunity.
Just makes you appreciate how tough this game can be. A lot of talented guys here. And I think when you can see a low-scoring game like this, there's a swing and a miss, strike 2. By Franklin. Franklin at the plate facing a 2-2. That one outside. And DJ Franklin now has a full count. Pooler to the plate, low, and Franklin will walk and get the first.
Well, there it is. You got a chance. It's been, 5 walks in the last couple of innings? And you got a guy that can, with 1 swing of the bat, tie this game up. And Dillard.
Chandler Dillard.
You got heat versus heat. Pooler and a quick bat. So we'll see who wins out here.
Runner's going. Throw to second. Gets down, and he is safe. Runner steals second. I was just thinking, Charles, looking back at Pooler's history this past year, he pitched 5 2/3 innings against Jackson State back on April 9th. Gave up 2 earned runs, struck out 4, walked 4. That loss set in the midst of a 6-game winning streak. He won 6 of 7 during the year, and that only loss in the middle of that was to Jackson State. Had a 3-game winning streak before losing to Jackson State, and then had a 3-game winning streak after the loss to Jackson State.
He's a guy that definitely, he can carry you, just with how he overpowers you.
Mm-hmm.
And you talk about Bama State and Coach Vasquez, he always loads up with arms. They got a ton of arms at Bama State.
2 balls, no strikes. And there's called strike 1. Looking at his ERA, Pooler's ERA on the course of the year, 3.36. Very good ERA, especially in college.
Very respectable.
Very respectable.
Terrific, as a matter of fact.
Mm-hmm.
In the Southwestern Athletic Conference. You have an ERA 4.3-ish. That's pretty good. I mean, teams in this league, teams in the SWAC can score runs.
Yes.
And so when you got that ERA, below 5, below 4, you're doing something.
Strike over to third. Runner safe. So that's second consecutive stolen base. And now we have a full count.
Well, the runner that's important is the one at the plate and the one coming up next.
Right back to the pitcher. Oh, we got a rundown situation now. He tags over to third. Would you consider that a base running error?
Yes.
I would too.
Yeah. Yes. I mean, you gotta. Here's what could have happened. Okay. Well, the runner was going to probably be out at first, but you still have the tying run coming up.
Yeah.
You got a runner at third, the runner at the plate, and Kyle Jenkins. But Jenkins, with one swing of the bat, can tie it up, but he doesn't.
Line right to the shortstop. And that will be the out. That ends this contest, ends the ball game. And the inaugural 2021 HBCU All-Star Game comes to an end with Team Jennings winning by a score of 3-0. Congratulations to all of these young men on the great season. Again, on behalf of Charles Edmonds, our hitter of the game, we've decided to award our hitter of the game to Kelvin Reese, who in the second inning had a double, 2 RBI double, then ended up stealing a base as well. That opened the game up to the 3-0 lead that pretty much Team Jennings had throughout. And then our pitcher of the game, Jerome Bohannon from Southern, came in the 7th inning. And again, we can't underscore how great the pitching was for both teams, but he was the only pitcher to come in and face 3 batters and strike all 3 out. So, credit to both teams, Coach Jennings' team, Desmond Jennings, and his staff, Eric Alonzo, Fabian Harper, Bert Strain, and Trevont Johnson. Credit to Coach Ricky Weeks, his staff, his brother, assistant coach Jamil Weeks, Quadwo Brannigan, and Junior Myers, part of that staff. Got to give some love to minority baseball prospects. Coach Alex Weiss and his team did a great job of bringing this together. Awesome job. Wouldn't you say, Charles?
Awesome. I mean, terrific. I mean, it's been a great for black college baseball, for HBCU baseball. This was a great season. You had the World Series. You got the All-Star game. I mean, that's a great foundation going forward. And this is a yearly thing. You know, could have had the World Series of the SWAC versus the MEAC, didn't happen. But just think if you had that. You had the deal in Montgomery, the lower division World Series. You could have had the Division I World Series. And then you had this. I mean, I think next year, 2022, you get the trifecta. You get all three of those games going, and you really can continue to build a great interest in HBCU baseball. I really had fun with this. I appreciate the Black College Sports Network, Roy Evans and crew giving me the opportunity, and look forward to doing it again.
Yeah, definitely. Thank you to everyone, all the entire staff here for Hoover Met, for all they did, the great grounds crew, all the people who opened up their facilities, made it accessible for us to be able to do what we do. Again, our staff, Larry, Jamie, super producer Roy, we are thankful, blessed. Got to give a shout out to AD Drew. If you were able to follow along with our stats, AD was able to oversee that. So thank you, AD, for doing that. A lot of hands go into making this, and so we are proud to be a part of this. And a lot more exciting things coming down the pipeline from the Black College Sports Network and Jericho Broadcasting. So that's going to put a wrap on this one. For Charles Edmond, I am Brian Fulford. From our team to yours, we thank you for a great season, and we just encourage you to be safe, take care of yourselves, take care of your families, look out for one another. We are on the other side of this thing, and we are hopeful that we see full stadiums in a safe way in the 2021-2022 season. Take care. God bless you all. Be safe. Good night. Peace out.